Let's give you the starting lineups for both squads for this Game 1 of the championship round, and Thomas More hoping to force a Game 2, if you will. But the Thomas More Saints, the visitors in this contest, as W&J will serve as the home team. Tyler Dean, the starting hurler for the Presidents, and this is the lineup he'll face from the Saints. David Kennett leads off. He'll play shortstop. Out in left field is Jason Handley. He hits second. Ryan Darner in the third spot out in right field. Cody Macon, the cleanup man, will play center field. Travis Miller plays third base, hits fifth. Batting sixth is Craig Heisen. He's out at first base. Nick Connor bats seventh. He's the designated hitter. Batting eighth is Marcus Wolfel. He'll play second base, and the catcher, Brad Popham, hits ninth for Thomas More starter, Tyler Jones. Again, for the Saints, it's Kennett, Handley, Darner, Macon, Miller, Heisen, Connor, Wolfel, and Popham. For the W&J Presidents, their lineup will look like this. Leading off and playing second base is Scott Liller. DJ Mahalski is the designated hitter. He bats second. Josh Stanish at the third spot of the order plays right field. Catcher Ronnie Parrish hits cleanup. Cal McLean at third base in the fifth spot. Batting sixth is Tyler Schultz. He'll play first base. Out in left field, Derek McIlvain in the seventh spot. Scott Brady hits eighth. He'll play center field. And the shortstop is Michael Ruffing, hits ninth in front of starting pitcher Tyler Dean. Dean, a right-hander. He got the win in the doubleheader sweep this past Saturday against Westminster to close out what was the top seed, earning the top seed into this tournament, and also the host site of Ross Memorial Park here in Washington, Pennsylvania. And good thing it's been here at Ross Memorial because of all the rains that have blown through the western PA area. And W&J hosting, and we are ready to go. Tyler Dean with the wind of the pitch, and Kennett takes low, ball one, and the championship round has begun.
Kennett just ended up that first game for Thomas More, reaching base in 3 of his 5 plate appearances. A hit, 1 for 3 at the plate. Good leadoff hitter for the Saints. Great speed. Nice glove at his shortstop position.
Yeah, Kennett scored 3 runs in the win over St. Vincent earlier today, and on the 1-1 pitch, strokes it up the middle for a base hit. So leadoff single for Kennett. He was on base quite a bit in Game 1 today against St. Vincent, and he starts off this contest with a single.
And right back up the box. I've seen a whole lot of stolen base attempts yet in this series. We'll see if Thomas More might want to get Kennett rolling here, maybe try and put the pressure on the Presidents. It's one of the advantages of being the visitor in the game. You get a chance to put some pressure on first.
Showing bunt was Jason Handley. He tried to pull the bat back, but the ball met the bat. It's strike one, foul ball around the home plate area. So Handley, again, on that pitch coming up and in, he couldn't help but make contact.
Probably better that it made contact with the bat than up near his neck or face. That was well up and well in.
From the stretch, Dean brings the 0-1 bunt put down slowly up the first base line. Played by Ronnie Parrish. He'll throw to first. Sacrifice goes 2-3. Moving to second is David Kennett.
Our first sacrifice of the game. W&J gets an out. The Saints get to move the runner from first to second. Kennett now aboard on second. 1 out.
Defensive alignment for W&J. Dean, of course, pitching. Parrish catching. Tyler Schultz at first. Scott Liller at second. Michael Ruffing at short. Kyle McLean at third. Outfield from left to right is Derek McIlvain, Scott Brady, and Josh Stanish. Runner at second. 1 out for Ryan Darner. Darner takes strike one. Good breaking ball from Dean. Darner singled in the first RBI of the tournament in the second inning. His first RBI, that is, with a single in the second inning. Part of an 8-5 win over St. Vincent earlier today. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball gets a piece of it around the home plate area for strike 2. Darner and Macon had been collectively quiet, 2 of the top RBI men, not only for the Saints, but in the conference. It's finally getting things going earlier today against against St. Vincent, and Darner with an RBI, Macon with an RBI as well. He waits on deck with Darner at the plate, 1 out, just underway, top of the first inning. Dean takes a look at the runner from the stretch. Parrish sets up away, pitches in the dirt, aiming in that direction off the plate, but again, in the dirt for a ball. Glad you can be with us today on the PAC Sports Network. It's the PAC Championship round. W&J a win here, and it's all said and done. Thomas More wants to force more action tomorrow afternoon. A 1-2 pitch, fastball fouled away by Darner. Strike. The count stays at 1-2. Darner 1 for 4 in the earlier action against St. Vincent. As Dean again checks the runner, brings the 1-2 pitch. Fastball, called strike 3 at the knees. 2 away.
Inner half at the knees, locked up. Darner couldn't pull the trigger. Dean has his first strikeout. Now 2 outs for the Saints.
Tyler Dean making his 10th appearance and 6th start of the year. He's 2-2 with a 3.21 ERA this year, 33 2/3 innings. Has allowed 33 hits, 19 runs, 12 earned, 17 walks, and now 31 strikeouts for the year. As here's Cody Macon, left-handed hitting center fielder for the Saints, takes a fastball away, ball 1. Kennett at second base, 2 outs, top of the first. Still scoreless is relatively just underway. Tyler Dean, the right-hander, brings the 1-0. Breaking ball, a strike on the outside quarter. Drops nicely into the zone. Tyler Dean out of Mars High School.
Planets.
Checking signs with Parrish, now comes set. Double takes the runner, brings the 1-1 to the plate. Fastball outside.
That was this top of the order that was so dangerous against St. Vincent. 1 through 5 hitters for Thomas More, accounting for all 8, or knocking in all 8. 8 RBIs, 1 through the 5 hitters.
Yesterday, W&J defeating Thomas More 10-1. 2-1 curveball, a strike. And in that game, W&J tying a Division III record for most sacrifice flies in a single game. 5 sac flies yesterday, part of that 10-1 win. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner aboard. Called strike 3, looking on the curveball on the outside quarter. Back-to-back Ks, locks up Darner and Macon. And that ends the top of the first. Leadoff single, Kennett left stranded. Top of the first, Thomas More nothing. W&J coming to bat. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just-for-guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
Thomas More getting the leadoff man on in the top of the first. David Kennett with a single, but left at second base. Ryan Darner and Cody Macon striking out back-to-back against Tyler Dean. And now it's another Tyler Jones, who takes the bump for the Thomas More Saints. Tyler Jones 1-0 in 7 appearances and 6 starts with a 4.30 ERA. In 29 1/3 innings, has allowed 31 hits, 17 runs, 14 earned, 7 walks, and 17 strikeouts. He's a right-hander as well. And he'll face Scott Lillard, DJ Mahalski, and Josh Stanish in this first inning. Well, we've been playing under cloudy skies much of the day, but those skies starting to brighten up here as we continue on in the afternoon in western Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that rain impacted games not just here, but conference tournaments throughout the region. We're keeping tabs on some other conferences that are having their tournaments going on in the region around Division III baseball. A couple teams are looking to get into the national tournament right here, NCAA tournament. Selection will be held tomorrow, Sunday. Thomas More and W&J trying to make their case. Obviously, the winner of this game gets in as an automatic qualifier, but the loser, definitely not out of it. They're in the discussion for an at-large bid.
Jones' first pitch fastball pulled foul by Lillard down the third base side for strike 1. Scott Liller, a .338 hitter, no homers and 12 RBIs. Tyler Jones kicking the curveball off the outside corner for ball one. Umpires for this game, Jeremy Stangelo, the home plate ump, Brad Swanson at first base, Chris Stump at second, Ron Whiting Jr. at third. 1-1, chopper over the mound. Second baseman Wolfel will backhand it behind the bag, has no play, infield single for the Presidents. Scott Liller aboard, and we know how well W&J likes to use their team speed. Could see it here early in a scoreless game, bottom of the first.
We mentioned this yesterday. DJ Michalski set to stand in. He's one of those that can do pretty much whatever you ask with the bat. He can lay down a bunt. He can hit behind a runner. If there's a runner on second base, he's great at putting the ball to the right side. You can use him in hit and run situations. Here's certainly a bunting situation perhaps, or a hit and run could be on.
Michalski takes a fastball for a strike on the outer part of the plate. Kept the bat on his shoulder, at least for the first pitch.
He's also a very good hitter if you let him swing away. Over a 500 on-base percentage, which is just outstanding.
Yeah, conference leader in on-base percentage. Team leader in batting average, hitting at a .413 clip. Runner with a false start type move towards second. Pitches a ball from Tyler Jones, so staying put is Liller. First baseman Craig Heisen holding him on. Defensive alignment for the Saints in this game. Brad Popham catching, Heisen at first, Wolfel at second, David Kennett at short, Travis Miller at third. Outfield from left to right is Jason Handley, Cody Macon, and Ryan Darner. Pickoff move. Back standing up is Liller. Michalski missed game one of the tournament, as we were told by Coach Jeff Mountain, out with a wrist injury, and expecting him to be out for the rest of the tournament, possibly the season, but he played yesterday, back in today, and he's hit by a pitch here on the 1-1. That'll move Liller to second.
Oh, help out that on-base percentage. Aboard with a pitch right into his back. Breaking ball just didn't break back over the plate. We saw that a problem with a couple pitchers in the previous game, the Thomas More St. Vincent game, when the weather conditions were much worse, a little bit more moisture on the ball with the rain coming down. The pitcher struggling to have command of that breaking pitch, but it is now dry and kind of warmed up a little bit, too.
Yeah,
not as cold and wet as it was during earlier action.
Yeah, sun even trying to fight through the clouds at this point as Jones looks at the runner at second. Stanish shows bunt, pulls back on the pitch. Ball one outside to the left-handed hitting Stanish. Thomas More ready to field a bunt defensively as Craig Heisen coming down the first base line. Third baseman Travis Miller a few steps in front of the third base bag. Runners at first and second, nobody out, bottom of the first. 0-0 game in the championship round, W&J against Thomas More. Stanish batting .390 for the season. Team leader in hits with 57. Tyler Jones brings the 1-0. Stanish takes a fastball high, 2 balls and no strikes. And now Popham wants to come out and talk with Jones. A single to start the inning. Michalski hit by a pitch. And we're talking about the Michalski wrist issue. Has his left wrist taped up. And the designated hitter, when at full health, typically plays first base, but Tyler Schultz gets the start defensively at first for the second straight game in this tournament. Two teams with terrific baseball programs in the President's Athletic Conference doing battle. 2-0. Curveball is low. W&J falling in the championship last year to Westminster. Thomas More winning back-to-back titles in 2010 and 2011. Last title for the Presidents was 2009.
W&J last year in the spot that Thomas More is in right now. They ended up going through the losers bracket.
3-0. Low and away, ball 4. Bases are loaded. Nobody out in the first. Not the situation you want to be in if you're Tyler Jones here in this first inning.
Not the start you want at all. Ronnie Parrish about to stand in here. Offensive leader for the Presidents in a number of different categories.
Doubles, triples, homers, and RBIs. 36 runs batted in this season with 2 home runs. Also hitting .305 for the season. And we immediately have a meeting on the mound here from the Thomas More coaching staff. Presidents with the bases loaded, nobody out. Early opportunity for the Presidents to pounce on the Saints.
Nothing out of the infield yet for the Presidents either. Infield hit up the middle, a hit by pitch, and a walk.
And last year, Westminster broke open a big lead against W&J in the early innings and really set the tone. Really puts pressure on that opponent who's already had to use numerous pitchers, as you mentioned, going through the loser's bracket, whomever that may be coming out of that loser's bracket, if you will. You have to use up a lot of your pitching staff to get here to this point. And Tyler Jones getting the start. Obviously, Thomas More needs some innings out of him, and quality innings at that. And an early pickle for Tyler Jones against Ronnie Parrish.
And once you drop a game, you automatically have to play an extra game just to get to the championship. Going through the winner's bracket, W&J only had to win 2 games. Thomas Moore's had to play 3 games so far.
Kick in the pitch from Jones. Fastball, a strike on the inner part of the plate to right-handed hitting Parrish. And going through the loser's bracket to win the tournament, certainly not an impossible feat by any means, but you make it a lot harder on yourself when you have to go that route.
Yeah, not recommended, but like you said, not impossible.
Jones with the 0-1. Breaking ball lined into the glove of Miller, makes a leaping catch. And then all the base runners quickly back to their respective bags. 1 out of the inning by Travis Miller with a fantastic spear of that line drive from Parrish.
That ball tattooed by Parrish right into the glove of Miller. If he doesn't react, leap over and make that catch, that's at least 1 run. We might be talking about a ball down into that left field corner too.
That had trouble written all over it, but Miller stabs it. 1 out, bases stay loaded. Cal McLean takes low and away on the breaking ball, ball 1. How many times has McLean come up with the bases loaded in this tournament? Does it again. Hit a grand slam last weekend against Westminster for his only home run of the year. 1-0 pitch. Fastball inside this time from Jones. 2 balls and no strikes.
A golden opportunity here for the Presidents. Also a golden opportunity for the Saints. There's a ground ball to get out of the inning.
0-0 bottom of the first. Bases filled for W&J with nobody out. Or excuse me, with 1 out rather. As you said, the double play ball is in order. Thomas More turned 5 double plays in the game earlier on against St. Vincent earlier on this afternoon. Coming 1 shy of a Division III record. 2-0 pitch. Fastball, a strike to McLean. McLean, a .324 hitter, a home run, 34 RBIs. Yesterday, against Thomas More, W&J had the bases loaded with nobody out, came up with 0 runs.
Yeah, Grant Lewis loaded them up and then shut them down in the 5th inning, I believe.
Yeah, that was the 5th inning of yesterday's game. Bases loaded with no one out, and then Lewis fought back to get the necessary outs. Here's a ground ball to short. Play by Kennett. Flips the second. Throw to first. Not in time. Beats it out. That ball picked on 1 hop by Heisen very nicely at first base, but beating it out at first is McLean. 1-0 W&J. It's a fielder's choice RBI as Liller scores from third. Mahalski to second. Stanish erased from the bases. McLean stands at first. And out to argue is Jeff Hetzer. It was a bang-bang play at first, and W&J gets the call. So this time around, the Presidents do get at least 1 in a bases-loaded, no-out situation to start. McLean drives in that run. With runners at the corners, it's Tyler Schultz, and if you're Thomas More, you have to overcome what's already occurred to you and get the final out and just accept that 1 run has crossed the plate. Still, all in all, not a bad situation if you get out of it with just 1 run.
Exactly, and with 2 outs on the scoreboard right now, not a terrible situation to be in if you're Thomas More, but you can't let that play get the best of you. And you have a runner still on third threatening to score here. Certainly a situation W&J looked to take advantage of.
So McLean at first, Mahalski at third. 1-0 Presidents in the bottom of the first. And here's a pitch uncorked past Popham. Mahalski will step on home plate, trotting home from third. Wild pitch makes it 2-0 W&J.
Yeah, that's one of those things just can't have happen with a runner on third base. Uncorking the wild pitch, that makes it easy for Mahalski just to rush home from third. Now 2-0 W&J just like that.
Jones patting himself on the chest, looking over at catcher Popham, said that one's on me, but that's exactly what we're talking about, trying to buckle down, limit it to just one run. The wild pitch makes it 2-0. McLean at second after the wild pitch as well. Schultz awaits the 1-0 from Jones. Pulls this one foul back toward the on-deck circle where Derek McIlvain awaits the bat.
This is a dangerous W&J lineup, too. We're at the six-hitter Schultz, but these guys down here, Schultz, McIlvain, Brady, Ruffing, they're all capable of driving home runs. You have to be careful just because they're at the latter end of the batting order to make them any less dangerous.
1-1. Schultz hits this one high and well foul down the left field side.
Had some distance on that one. Just hit it a little crooked.
Schultz for the year, batting .336 with a home run and 27 RBIs. Presidents have not hit it out of the outfield or out of the infield yet, but they lead at 2-0. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. An infield single by Liller. Hit batsman put Mahalski on. Stanish walk to load him up. Line out by Parrish to third baseman Miller. A fielder's choice ground ball. Saints wanted the inning-ending double play. They didn't get that. And that ball staying on the infield, so nothing has left the infield yet, but the Presidents, albeit still leading 2-0. Jones with a 2-2 pitch. This one lined into center field for a base hit. In to score is Kyle McLean as the throw comes into the plate, and tagging home is the ball held on to. It is not. A little collision in front of home. Popham could not hang on, so McLean jars the ball loose, and he does score. 3-0 W&J. That ball rocketed in from center by Cody Macon, and the plate was blocked by Popham, but after the ball was jarred loose, then McLean steps over him, puts his hand on home plate, and scores the third run of the game.
A real strong throw coming home from Macon. Actually started that throw up the third base line and had such a tail on it that came back towards home plate. Popham out in front of the plate, fielded the throw, and McLean slid right into him, but jarred the ball loose. Like you said, Randy, McLean got up, kind of tumbled over Popham to put his hand on home plate and score that third run.
He hangs on, it's an out, and the inning is over, but could not. The home plate umpire, Jeremy Stangelo, right there, closely eyeing the ball, which from our perspective, we could not see it, but clearly he could, and said that ball is out. And the run scores. Safe the call as Derek McIlvain first pitch swinging. Swing and a miss, strike one. 3-0 now, Presidents in the bottom of the first. Schultz advancing to second on that throw to the plate. It's an RBI single for Schultz that scores McLean. 0-1 from Jones. Strike at the knees. McIlvain batting .341, no homers, 15 RBIs. Tyler Jones eyes the runner at second, brings to the plate. This one skied on the infield by McIlvain. Popham throws off his catcher's mask and helmet, makes the catch right in front of the pitcher's mound to end the inning. But W&J scores 3 runs on 2 hits and 1 left stranded. After 1 inning, it's W&J 3, Thomas More nothing. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
The Washington Wild Things open a brand new season of Frontier League Baseball on May 17th and play their home opener on Friday, May 24th, when the Wild Things welcome the Southern Illinois Miners to Consol Energy Park. The 2013 season boasts plenty of fun for the family, including Thirsty Thursdays, fireworks on Fridays, and special giveaways throughout the summer. Not to mention the Frontier League All-Star Game on July 17th. For tickets, call 866-456-WILD. That's 866-456-WILD.
Visigroup, a multifaceted graphic designs company that has been producing great designs since 1999, offering creative services like branding, new media, illustration, exhibitions, advertising, direct mail, and annual reports. Everything Visigroup does is focused on producing outstanding design and service. For a design consultation, email Visigroup at info@visigroup.net. Good things come in small packages, and we do big things.
W&J strikes for 3 runs in the bottom of the first. They lead it 3-0. Travis Miller leads off the top of the second for Thomas More against Tyler Dean, the starting hurler for the Presidents. Pitch up high, ball 1. Travis Miller stroked a 3-run homer earlier on this afternoon against St. Vincent. And he goes after this pitch and fouls it off the body. And walk that one off.
And never feels good. Some places are, I guess, better to get hit than others, but fouling a pitch off is usually pretty painful. And get it off the foot. Toes sometimes is the worst because there's really no padding on top of your shoes at all. At least if you hit the side of your foot, sometimes you can get a little more of that shoe than off the top.
1-1 in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Miller mentioned the 3-run homer against St. Vincent earlier this afternoon, which has Thomas More in this championship round against W&J. Their victory over the Bearcats, 8-5, 2-1 fouled away. Miller, 2 for 4. Good day at the plate in that first contest. Trying to get something going for the Saints here in inning number 2 as they trail it 3-0 to W&J. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, hung with it, fouls it off into the Saints dugout located on the first base side. Presidents playing as the home team on their home surface here at Ross Memorial Park. Wide of the 2-2 from Dean. Breaking ball, ground ball left side of the infield. Diving play by McLean, up to his feet, throw to first. It's out number 1.
I don't know what was more impressive there. Obviously, the diving stop was great, but got up and threw a rifle over to first base. That was great play, gold glove play by Kyle McLean.
Well, of the teams that I've seen from the PAC this year, and it would be all of the teams in this tournament, Kyle McLean is very impressive at the third base spot. Not just with his ability to get the ball in the glove, but as you took note of, he has a pretty strong arm from the hot corner. That was a good dart over to first baseman Tyler Schultz as the first pitch to Craig Heisen is fouled away for a strike. McLean also will serve as a relief man, typically in the late innings as a closer for the Presidents. 0-1 swing and a miss by Heisen, strike 2.
He's got good velocity on that ball. He could probably pitch from second base.
I'm told hits in the upper 80s on that fastball that he has. 0-2 pitch. Just off the plate to the left-handed hitting Heisen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Heisen 2 for 5 against St. Vincent earlier this afternoon. 1-2 ground ball, headed up the middle and through. Base hit, 1 out single for Heisen and the Saints. 3-0 W&J in front. Nick Connor will stand in next. He's the DH. David Etchide was the designated hitter for Thomas More the first 2 games of the tournament. He pitched in Game 3 for Thomas More, as Connor was the designated hitter, and the DH once again. Connor takes outside for a ball. Connor 0 for 2 with a couple of runs scored against St. Vincent this afternoon. From the stretch, Dean brings the 1-0. Trying to frame that one was Parrish, but downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes on Connor. Dean will stop for a moment, tie his right shoe. Will climb back atop the bump. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out, 1 on. 3-0 W&J in the second. Dean deals a fastball. Outside, 3-0. Right-hander ready for the 3-0 pitch. This one grooved over the plate for a strike, taking all the way Connor. Now the 3-1. Watch for a strike. Runs the count full. Thomas More, well-rounded team in terms of pitching and hitting. Can get it done from both sides as the 3-2 fouled away. And this early deficit for Thomas More is certainly nothing insurmountable. They've put up plenty of runs this year, have the Thomas More Saints.
They were down 3-0 after the top of the first inning against St. Vincent. Ended up winning that game by 3. They actually countered that top of the first, that 3 spot on the top of the first by the Bearcats with a 3 spot of their own.
Here's a 3-2 bounding ball over the mound as it's played by the shortstop, Ruffing behind the second base bag, actually on the first base side of second. He flies the throw to first base to retire Connor. That'll move Heisen to second. 2 outs now in the inning.
It could have been maybe a double play ball, but both he and Liller were going after that ball. Obviously, you'd rather have someone come up with that than nobody come up with that. So, out recorded at first base. Heisen able to move up to second into scoring position with 2 outs.
Now it's Marcus Wolfel. Checks a swing at 1 low and away. Wolfel going 0 for 4 against St. Vincent in the earlier contest. Dean brings the 1-0. Fastball waved at and missed by Wolfel for a strike. W&J with a 3 spot in the first. 1 out single by Heisen in this top of the second. He advanced to second base on the Nick Connor ground out. As Dean brings the 1-1 to Wolfel low and away. Afternoon becoming more pleasant as the dark clouds move away. Some light clouds in the area. Sun again trying to fight through. 2-1 from Dean. Fastball at the knees. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs with Heisen at second base. 3-0 W&J. And with things dry, we had constant light rain and mist for game 1. 2-2 called, strike 3 looking as Tyler Dean locks up another Saints batter. 3rd strikeout, all have been backward Ks. A single and 1 left on in the top of the second. Score after 1.5, it's W&J 3, Thomas More nothing.
The Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America has important information for people with asthma. There are 2 main causes of asthma symptoms: airway constriction you feel and inflammation you may not, and most medicines only treat one. At asthma.com, you'll find information about working with your doctor and treating both main causes of asthma symptoms and how this can help prevent symptoms before they even start. This message brought to you by AAFA with funding and editorial support by GlaxoSmithKline. For more information, go to asthma.com.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden...
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
Don't wait. Call 911 immediately.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
3-0 W&J as we move to the bottom of the second inning. Scott Brady, Michael Ruffing, and Scott Liller due up for the Presidents against Tyler Jones. Presidents putting up 3 runs without really any hard hit balls in that inning. The hardest hit ball was by Tyler Schultz on a single that got through the middle and into center field. If you're Tyler Jones, obviously you're disappointed with 3 runs scoring, but disappointed with the fact that you really weren't even hit around for those 3 runs to come across. But perhaps that's the positive you take out of that, because you say, well, W&J hasn't really done anything against me yet, so just collect some outs and hopefully the bats will get us back in it.
Yeah, 2 hits in the frame, one of the infield variety. Hit a man, walked a man, and then Colin McLean beat out that would-be double play to turn that into a fielder's choice. Just one ball out of the infield. And like you said, just the one real hard hit ball by Schultz back up the middle.
Scott Brady takes a strike from Jones.
I guess the one that Parrish hit into the glove of the third baseman Miller was smoked a little bit, but that resulted in an out.
0-1 up and in, ball one. Yeah, that was the hardest hit ball of the inning, and it resulted in an out. One. Brady fouls it off around home plate. Runs the count to 1-2. Brady batting .253. 17 RBIs, no long balls. Leads the team in walks and hit batsmen, does Brady. Actually second in the conference in hit by pitches behind St. Vincent's Andrew Kazusko. 1-2. And he goes with the pitch, drives it on a soft liner toward first baseman Heisen, who will move to his right to make the grab. 1 out. Michael Ruffing, shortstop for the Presidents. Ruffing, a .311 hitter, no homers, 16 RBIs. And Ruffing takes a fastball in toward his knees for ball one. There are a lot of no homers on the tallies, statistical tallies for the Presidents. They're not a home run hitting team. They use their speed, put pressure on the opponent, and they do it well. 1-0 fouled off to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. 3-0 W&J. 1 out, nobody on, bottom of the second.
Yeah, doubles and triples. Good defense, good pitching.
1-1 fastball in toward the feet of Ruffing. 2 balls and a strike.
Occasionally they'll force the issue. We've touched on that throughout this tournament. Stealing bases, hitting behind runners, hitting runs, sacrifice occasionally. But altogether, very, very scrappy, well-rounded team that plays the game the right way.
2-1 fastball is outside. Out of the teams, once you get to this point in the season, you get to the tournament, typically see good fundamentals out of these guys, and no matter what squad it is, the Presidents certainly have that. Here's a 2-hopper bounce to Heisen at first. He'll take the play himself. 2 outs now in the second.
You'll see that from Thomas More as well. Touch on their pitching staff throughout the tournament. They're more, at least offensively, more of a power-hitting type of team. They have some big guys in the middle that can do some damage with the long ball. You don't really see that a whole lot from the Presidents. Not necessarily a team that's going to hit the ball out of the ballpark. Has a legit threat to on every plate appearance, but they will hit their share of home runs. They run into one every once in a while.
Scott Lillard takes away for a ball. Head-to-head meetings. Thomas More taking 2 of 3 from W&J in the regular season, but in this tournament, the Presidents defeating Thomas More once, 10-1. And here's a ground ball pulled well up the third base line and fair. Will roll deep into left field territory. Sliding play made on that ball by Jason Handley in that direction, but it's still a stand-up double for Scott Lillard, his second hit of the game.
That's one of those balls down that third base line. If that's over a couple feet, Miller can field that and throw Lillard out at first. But the placement of that ball down the line, not hit all that hard, turns into a stand-up double with 2 outs.
DJ Mahalski hit by a pitch in the first and scored a run on a wild pitch, uncorked by Tyler Jones. 2 outs, 3-0 W&J, bottom of the second. Presidents trying to get something going here with 2 outs as Jones takes a peek over at second. Brings to the plate in the dirt to Mahalski, ball 1. Having talked to all the head coaches that have taken part in this tournament, all have been very complimentary of each other and of their respective teams as well in talking about fundamentals. And Thomas More and W&J certainly exemplify that, but here's a 1-0 in the dirt. That pops away from Brad Popham. Moves Lillard to third. Second wild pitch of the game now for Tyler Jones.
And there wasn't a whole lot Popham could do with that one. He ended up smothering the first one. A good defensive catcher. That one just too far over into the left-handed batter's box. Got a piece of it, but it ended up kicking towards that first base dugout.
2-out double by Lillard. The wild pitch moves him to third with 2 outs and a 2-0 count on Mahalski. 3-0 W&J already. In the bottom of the second before the next pitch comes in. Jones will step off. Now we'll recheck the signs with Popham. Ready to go. Kicks and deals. Curveball. Low. Ball 3. Waiting on deck is Josh Stanish. DJ Mahalski, the product out of Cannon-McMillan High School, on the 3-0. Watches it for a strike. Mahalski, a member of the very talented junior class that the Presidents have. 3-1. Strike on the inside part of the plate. Runs the count full. 3-0 W&J in the bottom of the second. Full count, 2 outs. Liller at third. Jones delivers. Mahalski takes up an in, ball 4. Second time he has reached. Now it's the number 3 man, Josh Stanish. He walked in the first inning.
After 2 quick outs, a little bit of a rally here by the Presidents. Runners on the corners. That innocent-looking hit ended up finding that left field corner, and then walking Mahalski, and suddenly the home team's in business again.
Presidents in their red uniform tops, black numerals and lettering, and white trim, home white pants. The Saints, same uniforms as they wore against St. Vincent, with the home whites and the royal blue numerals and lettering and black trim. Fastball upstairs from Tyler Jones, ball 1. Stanish check signs with Jeff Mountain, head coach of the Presidents, at the third base box. Mahalski inches out his lead as Heisen holds him aboard. 1-0 to the plate. This one lined up the middle into right center field for a base hit. In to score easily is Liller. This is going to roll all the way to the fence in the gap. Mahalski being waved around. He will score. It's 4-0 W&J. Now being waved around is Stanish for the inside the park home run attempt. And he is out at home. Popham puts on the tag. As that throw came up the third base line, Popham, with kind of a swipe tag, was able to get a piece of Stanish for the inning's third out. But nonetheless, Stanish, with the 2-run triple, makes it a 4-0 score in favor of W&J. We'll take a quick inning break. We'll come back and recap that one. But the 2-run triple by Stanish advances the score. It's W&J 4, W&J 5 rather, Thomas More nothing. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help. Call us at 1-877-889-0965. That number, 877-889-0965. Or visit us online at triple.com and on Facebook.
W&J with a 5-0 lead over the Thomas More Saints. That 2-run triple by Josh Stanish drove home Scott Liller and DJ Mahalski. So it's 5-0 W&J. Stanish thrown out 8-6-2 at the plate to end the bottom of the second. Trying for the inside the park home run. Stanish with tremendous speed hit that one into the gap and was rolling along. Tried for the inside the Parker, but denied there. But the triple does add him to the record books.
Yeah, school record 13th triple in his career. Had 8, I believe it was, last year.
Tyler Dean, first pitch a strike. The 0-1, a called strike on Brad Popham.
And with the way he hits the ball and his speed, triples machine, you could kind of tell once that one got past the outfielders, he was gonna run for a while, and actually had a shot at the inside the park home run. If it wasn't for a good sweep tag by Popham, he would have slid home safely.
So that 2-run triple making it 5-0 now W&J. 1-2 to the plate to Popham. This one, a flare down the right field line, drops foul. So the Presidents with the early 5-run advantage Thomas More trying to fight back here in this top of the third. Brad Popham able to get on board a few times against St. Vincent. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball right side of the infield. Sliding to his right is Lillard. Gobbles it up, throw to first. One down in the third. David Kennett singled to start the game in the first inning, but was left stranded.
And back up to the top of the order for the Saints.
Dean fastball inside. For Tyler Dean, the early run support helps you settle in. Looking pretty strong in the early going. 1-0. Breaking ball high. 2-0. Presidents 5 runs on 4 hits, no errors. Thomas More, no runs on 2 hits and no errors in this top of the third. Base is empty, 1 out. Dean delivers, fastball coming in toward the fists of Kennett, swings and misses for a strike. Two one from Dean, fastball outside this time. Trying to work Kennett in and then back out. Kennett won't chase, 3-1. And a 3-1 is low, ball 4. First free pass issued by Tyler Dean. It's a 1-out walk for Kennett, as the Presidents will have to deal with him over at first base once again.
Very efficient first time through the order. Just a couple of hits. Both runners left stranded.
Dean, after reading the signs, ready from the stretch. Pitch upstairs to Jason Handley. Handley put down a sacrifice bunt in the first inning. Pause on the 1-0 pitch. Fly ball into right. Stanish to his right will make the catch. 2 away. Back to first base goes Kennett. Ball hit on a line by Handley, but more or less right to Stanish.
Stanish has such speed that even if it's not hit right at him, he can cover some ground. We saw him with a nice sliding catch coming in on a ball earlier in the tournament.
Ryan Darner, fly ball right center field. This is slicing away from Brady. Gets down in the gap and rolls to the fence. Being waved around is Kennett. And he will come in to score. Thomas More on the board. It's 5-1. RBI double by Ryan Darner.
Well, these are the guys, Darner and now Cody Macon. These are the guys that need to drive in those runs. Thomas More is going to come back down 5 runs, but still early. Just need to piece some hits together. Cash in when there's a runner in scoring position, or in that case, extra base hit, scores Kennett from first.
Cody Macon struck out looking in the first inning. Comes up swinging this time. Chases a fastball low and away, strike 1. Dean, the W&J right-hander, ready after reading the signs from Parrish. The 0-1. Ground ball through the right side of the infield for a base hit. Darner will be waved around. Stanish comes up throwing to the infield, and the throw is late. Bounces into Parrish on a couple of hops. It's a 3-run game again. Cody Macon with an RBI single scores Darner. So the meat of the order, they've been quiet in the early portion of the tournament, but today against St. Vincent and now W&J, coming up with some RBIs.
Yeah, Darner and Macon each with 1 RBI against St. Vincent, each with an RBI in this game.
Travis Miller, 0 for 1 in this game. Chopper foul third base way.
And a monstrous home run earlier today. 3-run shot in left center field. Another one of those right now, and Thomas More would be back in this game.
Miller has had his ups and downs in the field in this tournament. 0-1. Miller, chopper towards short, charging it, roughing on the short hop, throw to first. In time, nicely done by Schultz as well. Reached tall kept his heel on the bag to end the inning. Thomas More comes up with a pair on 2 hits, a walk, and 1 left stranded. Score after 2.5. It's W&J 5, Thomas More 2. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
The Washington Wild Things open a brand new season of Frontier League Baseball on May 17th and play their home opener on Friday, May 24th, when the Wild Things welcome the Southern Illinois Miners to Consol Energy Park. The 2013 season boasts plenty of fun for the family, including Thirsty Thursdays, fireworks on Fridays, and special giveaways throughout the summer. Not to mention the Frontier League All-Star Game on July 17th. For tickets, call 866-456-WILD. That's 866-456-WILD.
W&J on top 5-2 over the Thomas More Saints. Saints getting back into this one with a couple of RBIs, one by Darner and one by Cody Macon in the top of this third. Presidents trying to get back to work in the bottom half of this frame. Ronnie Parrish leads off against Tyler Jones. Parrish takes a curveball, up and in, ball 1. Now, we mentioned Thomas More, plenty of firepower from them, is third in the league in hitting, second in home runs. 1-0, Parrish, fly ball down the line and right. Ryan Darner has to go a long way, but makes the catch right in front of the 325 sign toward the foul pole in fair ground, 1 away.
Ronnie Parrish, good power to right field. Got that ball up in the atmosphere. It carried away. It looked like a routine fly ball and just kept carrying Darner back and back. And I don't know, I thought he might run out of room there for a second, but ended up catching that for the first out. You mentioned the firepower that Thomas More has. That's great, but you have to do something about the W&J Presidents scoring some runs, too. 5 in the first 2 innings.
Kyle McLean fouls one back to the screen in front of us. Yeah, that's true. You can have all the firepower in the world, but you got to stop the opponent, too. So far, they haven't been able to do that. Kyle McLean, fielder's choice RBI in the first inning and scored a run. 0-1 fastball is a strike. And going back to that the fly ball hit by Parrish. I was with you. That ball seemed to be fairly routine. I thought the best chance for a hit there for Parrish was the fact that Darner had to go so far to get to that ball, but check swing on the breaking ball. No swing is the call from first base umpire Brad Swanson on the appeal. 1-2 now on McLean.
Yeah, I thought he might tuck it inside the foul line. Then I thought he might carry over the fence, but Darner had room.
And that ball just kept drifting.
Wind blowing a little bit out to right field, not a ton.
1-2 jams McLean, and a 2-hopper to Heisen. He'll flip to Tyler Jones covering the bag. Out goes 3-1. 2 outs now in the bottom of the third. It's a 5-2 lead for W&J over Thomas More. Good pitch by Jones.
Kind of tied up McLean. Inside-out swing. Kind of a strange spin on that baseball as it came off. Sometimes those are difficult down at first base. You really have to smother them. You can't have it kick off your glove. And no shot to get the runner. But Heisen fielded it, flipped it to Jones for the out.
RBI single for Tyler Schultz earlier in this game. Takes outside on the fastball from Tyler Jones. Ball 1. 3-run lead for the Presidents. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the third. Jones ready after the signs from Popham. 1-0 breaking ball off the plate. Both teams with 4 hits. As the 2-0. Strike on the outside part of the plate. Good pitcher's pitch there on the black. 2-1. Breaking ball squirts through catcher Popham, but nobody on base. Pitch was downstairs for ball 3. Schultz from Strongsville, Ohio.
Near the Cleveland area. A little west of Cleveland, southwest.
On the 3-1. A rocket to center, drops in front of the diving Cody Macon, and this is going to go all the way to right center field. So a gamble by Macon, comes up empty. Headed to third is Schultz, starting to run out of steam, but he'll get there standing up. It's a 2-out triple.
First triple of the year for Tyler Schultz. Don't know if he was going to make it to third base. Might have to get him some oxygen down there.
Definitely had a different look than Stanish's triple. Stanish almost turned it into an inside the Parker. But Schultz, nonetheless, with the 3-bagger.
If Stanish hit that ball, he would have easily scored. He may have made it back to first base, rounded the bases, and then going back to first by the time that ball was in.
Try to lap. Here's Derek McIlvain. McIlvain takes a fastball for a strike. Remember, in the second inning, Tyler Jones retired the first 2 batters before the Presidents scored 2 runs. 0-1, McIlvain. Ground ball hit to second. Wolfel will play it on 2 hops to his right. Throw to first, ends the inning. 2-out triple by Schultz. He's left aboard. Score after 3. It's W&J 5, Thomas More 2. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
VisiGroup, a multifaceted graphic designs company that has been producing great designs since 1999, offering creative services like branding, new media, illustration, exhibitions, advertising, direct mail, and annual reports. Everything VisiGroup does is focused on producing outstanding design and service. For a design consultation, email VisiGroup at info@visigroup.net. Good things come in small packages, and we do big things.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden...
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
Don't wait. Call 911 immediately.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
5-2 Presidents over the Thomas More Saints. We move to the top of the 4th inning. Craig Heisen leads off for the Saints. He singled in the 2nd inning. Second trip through the order for Tyler Dean. Dean, first pitch fastball, foul tip into the glove of Ronnie Parrish for a strike. Presidents 3 in the first, 2 in the second. Thomas More with 2 in the third. Dean's 0-1. In toward the feet of Heisen. Thought he might have been hit by the pitch, but doesn't get that call from home plate ump Jeremy Stangelo. So just a hopscotch type of move away from that low offering from Dean. The 1-1 stays outside, 2 balls and a strike.
In this tournament, Heisen primarily an up the middle and the right side of the infield type of hitter. Teams have been throwing him away increasingly as we've gone on here.
2-1, fouled off over the President's dugout and beyond.
Big first baseman looking to pull the ball.
Two from Dean in the dirt in front of home plate. Runs the count full. Pitch gets away from Dean as he does some work in the front of the mound, kicking some dirt along. Apparently the plant foot not quite where he wanted it to be on that last pitch. Now the 3-2. Just misses low, ball 4. Leadoff walk for Craig Heisen. 5-2 W&J over Thomas More as Nick Connor will stand in. He's 0 for 1. First baseman for the Presidents, Tyler Schultz, holds the runner. Swing and a miss by Connor for a strike. 0-1. Check swing at a pitch in the dirt. Runner takes off and will get second base. Wild pitch. Parrish stopped it, but the ball kind of kept rolling away from him out toward the pitcher's mound, and that allows Heisen enough space to get the second.
Always nice when you can move into scoring position with less than 2 outs, but really here where you can do it with nobody out, it's a bonus. Saints looking to come back, helps them stay out of the double play, too, that we've seen a lot of today.
1-1 bloop shot poked into shallow left field. Base hit, held at third is Heisen. Runners at the corners, nobody out for Thomas More.
A bloop shot just over the third baseman's head. No chance for an infielder to make the play. And McIlvain playing normal out in left field, so no chance for him to come in on that ball. Just fielded it on a couple hops. Saints in business now. Runners on the corners.
Gonna have a new hitter for Marcus Wolfel. As out comes Donovan Pogue. First time we've seen him in this tournament. Pogue, the conference leader in walks with 20. 286 hitter, 2 homers and 26 RBIs. So Pogue comes in for Marcus Wolfel. Thomas More in need of a big hit. Still plenty of innings to work with, but trailing by 3 and runners at the quarters and nobody out. Looking for a big inning here are the Saints. Tyler Dean delivers downstairs, ball 1 against stop by Parrish in the dirt. Parrish has been busy in this game.
Both catchers have been. Seen Popham have to field a bunch of balls in the dirt, along with Parrish. Doing good work, catchers are.
1-0 up and in at the letters. 2 balls and no strikes, and Parrish will come out to talk with Dean. W&J looks as if they're going to get their bullpen throwing as a couple of men headed out in that direction as Jeff Mountain now will come out of the dugout and talk with his right-hander, Tyler Dean. So things not quite going the way here of Tyler Dean and the Presidents, even though they lead it 5-2, but Thomas More building up a threat here as Donovan Pogue will come out and talk with Jeff Hetzer.
Look like Mike Vizzini running down to the bullpen for W&J out there in left field. Taking off the hoodie. He's starting to warm up. A couple other players down there.
Pogue, a freshman out of Sharonville, Ohio. Good size young man. Standing in the batter's box. 2-0 pitch. Watches the fastball for a strike. It seems as if the breaking stuff has been the most problematic for Dean in getting it over the plate. But back to the fastball on the 2-0. Here's the 2-1 fastball, strike at the knees. Pogue takes a step back. A little disappointed he didn't go after the 2-1 fastball. Seemed as if he thought it might be coming, but just watched it for a strike. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on. Top of the 4th, 3-run lead for W&J. In the PAC Baseball Championships, the championship round, fastball just off the plate on the 2-2 pitch. Now a full count.
See if the runner on first is on the move here. Try and stay out of the double play with a full count. Pogue definitely a candidate to strike out.
Runner from first takes off. Pogue grounds it foul behind home.
98 at bats for Pogue, 27 strikeouts. Well, when he does put the ball in play, 28 hits and 26 RBIs. So a run producer when he does get a hit.
3-2, ground ball into the W&J dugout, third base side. Early battle here in the 4th inning. 5-2 Presidents leading with nobody out and runners at the corners. Donovan Pogue pinch hitting for Marcus Wolfel. Another 3-2 pitch and another foul ball around the home plate area. Foul tapper keeps Pogue alive. Chomping on his gum, takes a practice cut outside the batter's box as home plate umpire Jeremy Stangelo walks out another baseball to Tyler Dean. Dean with a deep breath as Ronnie Parrish settles back in behind the dish. Eyes the signs. Now a pickoff throw over to first to check Connor. He's backsliding in head first. 3-2. Ground ball. Past the pitcher. Played by Lillard. Behind him. Flipped to Ruffing. Out there onto first. Double play. Scoring from third, though, is Heisen. No RBI for Pogue. The Saints make it 5-3, but if you're W&J, that starts to settle down what could have been a Thomas More uprising. It's 5-3, but the base is clear.
It kind of cleans up the inning. Thomas More will surely take the run there. Say all parties involved are happy with that result.
4-6-3 double play. Again, no RBI on the double play ball. Popham, first pitch. Roller through the right side, base knock. So Popham says, well, we're not going to settle it down just yet. Back to the top of the order for David Kennett.
Seen a lot of two-out rallies in this tournament. Popham may have just started another one right there. Looks like we got some weather beyond the outfield fence. Big dark cloud out there in center field, but luckily here, no rain.
Fastball, a strike from Dean to Kennett. And usually the way the weather courses through, that should be beyond us. That's the good news, is we have sunny skies, or sun shining over the ball yard right now. 0-1. Breaking ball for a strike from Dean. So after that visit from Jeff Mountain, Dean's starting to settle back. Gave up 2 runs in the third, 1 run in this top of the fourth. It's 5-3, W&J leading Thomas More. Runner at first is Popham. At the plate, David Kennett with an 0-2 count. Kennett singled in the first, walked, and scored in the third. Dean brings the 0-2. Fastball just misses. Dean wanted that strike call, doesn't get it. Borderline pitch, though. Try it again here with Kennett. 2 strikes on it. Popham with an average lead from first. 1-2. Low and away. Kennett, the right-handed hitter for the Saints, has been a part of numerous double plays today turned by the Thomas More defense in Game 1 of the broadcast doubleheader today, part of the PAC Baseball Championships. Thomas More turning 5 double plays against St. Vincent. 2-2 pitch. Kennett, fly ball, sky to center. With the sunglasses down, Scott Brady will make the catch, drifting to his left, and that ends the inning. A walk, a couple of hits, 1 run across. After 3.5, it's W&J 5, Thomas More 3. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
At Ross Memorial Park, it is a 5-3 advantage for the W&J Presidents. Bottom of the fourth, 8, 9, and 1 batters due up. Brady, Ruffing, and Lillard against Tyler Jones. So the Tylers on the pitching staff for the Saints and Presidents going head-to-head today. Right now it's Tyler Dean leading Tyler Jones 5-3 as the Presidents hold that 2-run lead. Brady 0 for 1. He lined out to first baseman Craig Heisen, a soft liner in the second inning. And first pitch hits Brady. Hit batsman. Leadoff man is on. Second hit batter of the game for Tyler Jones. Now it's Michael Ruffing.
Number 9 hitter in the order. Miller in at third base, maybe a step in front of the baseline. Now he'll start to creep a little bit more.
First baseman Heisen holds the runner, as Justin noted. Miller from third starting to creep in, expecting a bunt. Shows bunt, does Ruffing, gets it down first base side, played by the pitcher Jones. He'll throw to first. Sacrifice going 1-3, advancing Brady to second.
Just like you draw it up. Runner in scoring position for the top of the order. Scott Liller will stand in here. Another chance to extend the lead for the Presidents.
Liller 2 for 2, a single, a double, and 2 runs scored.
Action that was going on in the left field bullpen now has ceased. No one throwing for W&J, just staring intently at this at bat.
Liller watches a breaking ball for a strike from Jones. Liller, the product out of Moon High School in Moon Township, Pennsylvania.
Gets to wear the red and black in college, too.
1 out runner at second. 5-3 Presidents, bottom of the fourth. Pitch to the plate. Misses ball 1. At high and outside to right-handed hitting Liller. Some encouragement from both dugouts to Jones and Liller. And stepping off is Jones to look Brady back towards second base. Coming set from the stretch. Look at the runner, 1-1 breaking ball. Misses inside as Liller tried to lean that left shoulder in toward the pitch.
That breaking ball almost clipped him.
Two-one offering. Fastball high. Wind blowing lightly out toward right center. And going across from left to right field. Three-one. Liller pokes it out of play. Looking for a good pitch to hit on the 3-1. Took a big rip, but drifts over the playing area. So now 3-2 count. 1 out in this bottom of the fourth. It's 5-3 W&J. Jones deals. Foul ball again down the right field side. Liller battling here with Jones. Tyler Graber, by the way, the second baseman for the Thomas More Saints. 3-2 pitch. Inside, ball 4. Hit batsman and a walk now in this fourth as runners at first and second. And Graber at second base for Marcus Wolfel. Wolfel was pinch hit for. And any way we can add more players named Tyler into the contest, we will. So again, Tyler Graber at second for the Saints. Here's DJ Mahalski. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Tyler Jones will step off and look Brady again back to second base.
I think you're good, though. I don't see any other Tylers on the rosters here, so I think we've
maxed out on Tylers?
We've maxed out on Tylers, yes.
That's good. Fastball to Mahalski is a strike on the outer part of the plate.
Unless a trade has been made that I don't know about.
Yeah, you're right. That's it for Tylers. We have them all in this game.
We're covered.
2 on the hill. And one in the field for each squad. 2-run lead for W&J, 2 aboard with 1 out. Pitch low and away, good play by Popham on the backhand. If he doesn't dig that one out, runners are off another 90 feet.
And Jones has missed a bunch of times, curveball and fastball, in that left-handed batter's box. Popham's done a great job of scooting over there and making sure those balls don't get away or don't go to the backstop.
The pause, and then a spin-off once more to check Scott Brady. Jones deals to the plate, 1-1. Low to Mahalski, 2 balls and a strike. We have 2 Scotts on the bases, Brady and Liller. Mahalski checks signs with Coach Jeff Mountain of the Presidents.
2 Jeffs as the head coaches.
I like it. I see a trend here.
We need a baby book.
Jones continuing to step off with 2 aboard. And does so once again. Well, the Saints well aware of the President's ability to run and put pressure. Second in the conference in stolen bases. And now the runners will take off. Ground ball hit to Kennedy at short. He'll flip to Graber at second, throwing 1 hop, beats out Mahalski. And that ends the inning. And Kennedy, he was dancing around behind the runner, and that ground ball was hit right to him. Well placed, as it turns out, for Kennedy. 6-4-3 inning ending. Double play, and Thomas More gets back to doubling up teams as they turned 5 double plays against St. Vincent earlier this afternoon. They turned 2 here against the Presidents in the 4th inning. Score after for W&J 5, Thomas More 3. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help. Call us at 1-877-889-0965. That number, 877-889-0965. Or visit us online at triple.com and on Facebook.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Ross Memorial Park, PAC Championship round, as a first pitch swinging ground ball by Jason Hanley, foul third base side to begin the top of the 5th inning. Tyler Dean on the hill, the starter for the W&J Presidents. And for the top of the 5th, we welcome in PAC Commissioner Joe Onderko. Joe, thanks for stepping on with us.
Thanks, Randy. Thanks for having me.
No problem at all. We have another exciting game on our hands here in the tournament as the Presidents leading right now 5-3. Dean with the 0-1 pitch. Hanley with a ground ball rolled to roughing at short. He'll throw across to Schultz, and it's out number 1 very quickly here in this 5th. And what can you say about the tournament so far? It's been exciting action, and comes down to W&J and Thomas More.
And that's really not a surprise. These are probably the 2 programs that over the last 8-10 years have really been the kind of the flagships, I'd say, for baseball.
First pitch, Ryan Darner hits a deep fly ball to left center field. Diving effort made by Scott Brady. It's beyond his glove and bounds over the fence for a book rule double, 1-out double for Darner and the Saints.
I mean, when you talk about W&J, I think out of the last 9 years, 7 times we've held the tournament here at Ross Memorial Park. But then you count in that, Thomas More, prior to Westminster winning last year, having won the previous 2 PAC championships. And it's so interesting, seeing the relationship between Jeff Mountain and Jeff Hetzer, how they're almost like brothers, the 2 head coaches of these teams. So, yeah, not surprised at all to see these squads in the final.
Cody Macon, the next hitter, singled in a run in the 3rd inning, has Darner at second with 1 out. Saints trailing W&J 5-3 in the 5th. Tyler Dean, quick look at the runner, brings to the plate. And here's a liner that is knocked down by Dean. He'll fire on to first for the inning's 2nd out. That one more or less kicked to the ground by Dean. Is moving on to 3rd is Darner, 2 away in the inning.
I think they're checking to make sure he's okay. That looked like it kind of caught him a little awkwardly, but he appears to be fine.
So now with 2 outs, it's Travis Miller. You talked about Coach Jeff Mountain and Jeff Hetzer for the Presidents and Saints, respectively. All 4 head coaches of the 4 teams that took part in this tournament, a lot of wins amongst those guys, and it seems like a lot of respect amongst themselves as well, as Travis Miller here on the first pitch from Dean goes after it but fouls it away. Talk about what you've observed or have gotten to know as these coaches, with what they not only have accomplished with their respective teams, but also, they're intermingling.
Well, I think for one thing, you've got 4 very veteran coaches. They've all been with their programs over 10 years, and it's hard for me to believe that, Jeff Mountain's been his 11th year at W&J. But even if you look at the other 2, Joe Shalley, the name Shalley, synonymous with Division III baseball with his dad, Don, and the great, historic programs they had at Marietta. He's built such a nice program up at Teal, and before that, of course, coaching at Point Park. And then Mick Janosko, who actually one time was Joe's assistant, with Point Park. Now in his 15th year at St. Vincent with a great solid program, transitioning from NAIA to Division III several years back.
Tyler Dean working against Travis Miller. Miller 0 for 2, taking the 0-1 pitch, low and away for a ball. Runner at 3rd with 2 outs, 5-3. Presidents over the Saints, and a ground ball on a couple of hops to 3rd. McLean will play it behind the bag and throws a dart to first to end the inning. Joe, I assume you'll stick with us here for a little bit, right?
Absolutely, sure.
All right, a double by Darner. He's left stranded. Score after 4.5. It's W&J 5, Thomas More 3. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
The Washington Wild Things open a brand new season of Frontier League Baseball on May 17th and play their home opener on Friday, May 24th, when the Wild Things welcome the Southern Illinois Miners to Consol Energy Park. The 2013 season boasts plenty of fun for the family, including Thirsty Thursdays, fireworks on Fridays, and special giveaways throughout the summer. Not to mention the Frontier League All-Star Game on July 17th. For tickets, call 866-456-WILD. That's 866-456-WILD.
5-3 W&J over the Thomas More Saints as we move to the bottom of the 5th in the championship round of the PAC tournament and PAC Baseball Championships. We continue on with Joe Onderko, the PAC commissioner, talking with us on air here for this 5th inning. And Josh Stanish leads off for the Presidents. Nearly pulled off an inside the park home run his first at bat, but did triple in 2 runs. He takes outside for a ball against Tyler Jones. And with what you've seen just with this group, whether it be these 2 teams or the 4 teams overall, how proud are you to see how this conference has evolved and continues to evolve?
Well, specifically in baseball, you can really see over the last several years how the quality of this conference has improved, and I think that's reflected in what you see with the NCAA tournament bids. I mean, when I started in this job 7 years ago, the thought of getting a second team in the NCAA tournament beyond our champion, we couldn't get our first team in because we didn't have an automatic bid at that point. Once we got that, then there wasn't even a thought of an at-large. Now we've gone 3 straight years having 2 teams in the NCAA tournament. So I think the respect that this conference has regionally and nationally has really increased. I think these 2 programs are a big part of it.
2-1 fly ball to deep left by Stanish. Ranging back to make the catch is Jason Handley for out number 1. Ball had a little carry to it, but Standish is retired nonetheless. Up next is Ronnie Parrish. And speaking of getting teams into the tournament, possibility for 2 PAC teams to make it this year. You talk about, I guess, the chances of that. Obviously, you have the automatic bid, and things seem to be playing out, I guess, in the PAC's favor elsewhere.
Yeah, I think things have broken the way, externally we would like them to, and that the North Coast and the Heartland tournaments are done, and no surprises there. OAC is still going on, but we'll see how that plays out. But I think with these 2 teams, Randy, I think have a real good shot, regardless of who wins the championship, of both be playing in an NCAA regional next week.
Ronnie Parrish with a line single to left, so he's aboard. 1 out base runner for Kyle McLean. It's 5-3 W&J in this bottom of the 5th against the Thomas More Saints. McLean, fielder's choice RBI and a run scored back in the 1st inning. He check signs with Jeff Mountain, now ready to go here against Tyler Jones.
Yeah, certainly the fact both teams with 29 wins and again, having had some success in the tournament the last couple of years. Jeff Hetzer, the head coach of Thomas More, is actually on the NCAA Division III baseball committee that will be making those decisions. Now, of course, when PAC teams come up, he'll step out of the room. But I think there is a real respect, and I wouldn't be surprised at all to see both these teams advance.
Before coming set, looking over at first base, Parrish back standing is once again Jones check signs with Popham. McLean ready for an 0-1 is now set at the stretch. Is Tyler Jones, deals a pitch in the dirt, dug out by Popham, keeps the base runner at first as well. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2-run lead for W&J, looking to add on to that.
Certainly want to thank the folks here at W&J for doing such a great job hosting this tournament this weekend, Randy. This has been one of the more memorable tournaments with some of the weather issues we had yesterday, but can't say enough about the crew here, getting this field ready to go, dealing with some of our issues with the fence yesterday, and especially the W&J players even between games, and working around finals and everything they've had to do to reach this point to hopefully be crowning a champion here either at the end of this game or at the end of a game tomorrow.
Yeoman's work for the W&J players and coaching staff. Coach Jeff Mountain, who's always a part of the grounds crew efforts here at Ross Memorial Park, and yourself, Assistant Commissioner Kevin Fenstermacher, all working along with SID Scott McGinnis here at W&J and many others, and working to get the wall up and the fence up, which is a portable fence, so not to make it sound as if a complete wall collapse, but it's a portable fence. You guys work to get that up in the middle of a rainstorm at that, as well as the count now 2-1 on McLean. Again, runner at first with 1 out, bottom of the 5th, 5-3 Presidents. I'll get to that in a moment here after this next pitch from Tyler Jones as he pauses, takes a peek over his left shoulder, delivers another throw over to first. And have you ever had to do something like that before?
I've never had to reconstruct a fence in the middle of a tournament before, no. But you know what? Every year it brings new surprises, and this is one of those tournaments we'll be talking about years from now, I think.
Runner takes off. No, he's going to stop. False start type move over towards second base. It was a good initial break there by Parrish, but he halts as the pitch is out of the zone for a ball. 3-1 now, the count on McLean. Well, that's the fun thing about the game of baseball. No matter how many baseball games you've seen, you always see something new. And that one wasn't necessarily in the middle of a game, as fortunately we were in between games. And for the folks listening in, we were not in the middle of a game when that fence was blown over. As Parrish this time, another big break, 3-1 ground ball in the hole, backhanded by Kennett, throw to first base, pulls Heisen off the bag, but he gets the tag down evidently on the base runner.
He's actually saying he never left the bag.
Oh, no, okay. Yeah. And now the first base coach arguing otherwise, and also Jeff Mountain going to come over and chat with first base umpire Brad Swanson. So, yeah, they're going to say he was on the bag, no tag applied. He stayed on the bag as officially ruled. The outgoing 6-3 of McLean. Parrish advances to second on that ground ball.
Well, this is kind of the end of our championship season, too, in the PAC, Randy, which, we've had it's interesting for as tough of a weather spring as we've had. I mean, championships-wise, before yesterday, we've been pretty fortunate. Had a great softball tournament up at Westminster last weekend that Thomas More came out of the 4 seed to win. Track and field championships down here at W&J a couple weeks ago were tremendous. Had a beautiful day for that. Westminster men and Waynesburg women winning that.
Have a pitching change as Tyler Jones exits the game. Jeff Hetzer, the head coach of the Saints, will take the baseball and hand it over to a right-hander, and this will be David Etchide. He got the start in Game 1 against St. Vincent earlier on today, and Etchide will now work out of the pen, so to speak, here as
he only pitched about 3 innings in that first game, so he should definitely have something left here.
So he is available and evidently does have something left as he gets the call with 2 outs and a runner at second base and Ronnie Parrish. But fortunately, the pitching change gives us an opportunity to continue on chatting with you. How did the spring sports play out? I know during basketball season, obviously, we talked to you and your staff about the winter sports season. But Thomas More softball team, PAC champions, and tell us about some of the others.
Yeah, I just mentioned track and field, men's and women's golf. We were down at Cedarbrook, down in Bell Vernon, and St. Vincent men won their first ever championship. And then on the women's side, Grove City coming back. They were down 12 strokes going into the final day. Came back to top W&J for the PAC title. I think one of the exciting things we did this spring is we got our first ever conference lacrosse championships and got those awarded. We had a men's championship held at Latrobe, W&J, the lower seed, getting that title, and then Teal women winning the first title up in Greenville ever. So really excited to get those sports rolling. Those are kind of, it's going to be an official PAC sport in 2014-15, but we're kind of holding championships for the teams as we build up to that year. So, the conference is growing. I mean, not just in the addition of our football affiliates, but now with the addition of some new sports as well.
Tyler Schultz, he's 2 for 2 today. RBI single in the first, a triple his last time up. Big swing and a miss against Etchide for strike 1. And the sport of lacrosse is one that's certainly growing in Western Pennsylvania, whether it be at the high school level and collegiate level as well. And one that it seems, obviously individually the school's kind of picking that up, and collectively now able to build on that as a conference.
I think that's right. We've got 4 varsity programs for both men and women. We've got several teams with club programs that are looking to flip them to varsity. Our goal is to get to 7 varsity on each side. That's the magic number to get the automatic bid to the NCAA championships, and we're hopeful to get there in the next couple of years.
0-2 pitch from Etchide, and a ground ball rolled on the third base side of home. 2 strikes now on Schultz as we chat with Joe Onderko, the commissioner of the President's Athletic Conference, and we're excited to crown a champion here in the sport of baseball, whether it be today or tomorrow. Of course, the Saints want to extend this into tomorrow's action. The Presidents would love to just wrap it up very easily here today. Well, not easily, but very quickly anyway today. 0-2 pitch. Schultz, high fly ball, shallow left center. In comes Hanley, makes the running catch to end the inning. Ronnie Parrish left stranded, and that ends the inning. Joe Onderko, thanks for your time. We appreciate chatting with you.
And thanks to you and Justin for bringing the tournament to our fans. We really appreciate it. Great job.
No problem. We enjoy it, and it's a great time to be here on the PAC Sports Network. So thank you so much for letting us be a part of it.
Absolutely.
That's Joe Onderko, PAC Commissioner, and the score after 5 innings of play, it is W&J 5, Thomas More 3. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
VisiGroup, a multifaceted graphic designs company that has been producing great designs since 1999, offering creative services like branding, new media, illustration, exhibitions, advertising, direct mail, and annual reports. Everything VisiGroup does is focused on producing outstanding design and service. For a design consultation, email VisiGroup at info@visigroup.net. Good things come in small packages, and we do big things.
The Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America has important information for people with asthma. There are 2 main causes of asthma symptoms: airway constriction you feel and inflammation you may not, and most medicines only treat one. At asthma.com, you'll find information about working with your doctor and treating both main causes of asthma symptoms, and how this can help prevent symptoms before they even start. This message brought to you by AAFA with funding and editorial support by GlaxoSmithKline. For more information, go to asthma.com.
5-3 W&J over the Thomas More Saints. Top of the 6th inning, Craig Heisen, Nick Connor, and Donovan Pogue, who pinch hit for Marcus Wolf earlier on. We're going to have Tyler Graber in that spot in the batting order. All due up. As first pitch swinging, foul ball by Craig Heisen. Strike 1. Tyler Dean working for the Presidents. Thomas More Going to their second pitcher of the day, Tyler Jones, 4 2/3 innings, gives up 6 hits, 5 runs, all earned. David Etchide got the final out in the bottom of the 5th as Dean deals outside ball 1 to left-handed hitting Heisen. I'd like to thank PAC Commissioner Joe Anderko for chatting with us in the 5th inning as the 1-1 called a strike. Now 1-2 on Heisen. As Dean brings the 1-2 pitch outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes with the heater. Heisen singled in the 2nd inning, walked and scored in the 4th. Scoring on a double play ball. That was hit by Donovan Pogue. 2-2 pitch. Off the plate for ball 3. W&J in their dugout, they wanted the strike call. They don't get it.
That looked good. Coming across the plate.
Payoff pitch. Fastball outside. Leadoff walk for Heisen. Second time he's earned a free pass. So it goes from, as far as W&J was hoping for, a leadoff strikeout instead to a leadoff walk. Here's Nick Connor. And the President's Athletic Conference Baseball Championships championship round with W&J sweeping through the winner's bracket 2-0, and Thomas More getting here the long way. Pitch a ball to Connor. He's 1 for 2. Pickoff throw and a late move back to first, and caught napping was Heisen. That ball was practically back to the bag before Heisen even realized it was there. Tag out by Schultz. 1 away.
Yeah, frozen on first base. Not off the base all that far, but didn't move when that throw came over. Picked off just like that.
Nick Connor on the 1-0 now. A liner into left center field, and this will roll into the gap and all the way to the fence. And when that pickoff looms large now, Connor with the 1-out double.
At the very least, you'd have 2nd and 3rd right now. That ball going all the way to the wall. If he's off on contact, who knows? He may come around the score on that ball. Left and center fielders for W&J. McIlvain and Brady. A long way to go to track that one down.
And going back to the pickoff of Heisen, for whatever reason, looked like he had his head down as he had a short lead off of first, but just did not react at all to the throw at first until it was too late.
Yeah, it wasn't off the base all that far. Just a surprise move over and just froze up. Didn't make a motion to first until Schultz basically had the ball in his glove, like you were saying. Easy tag out for him.
Tyler Graber will get his first AB of the day. 224 hitter, no homers, 9 RBIs. Checking in is a defensive replacement at second base, and now his first at-bat. Watches a breaking ball from Dean for a strike. Donovan Pogue pinch hit for Marcus Wolfel in the 4th inning, and then Graber entered in the bottom of the 4th and has been in ever since, and now getting his first at-bat of the day. Runner at second with 1 out, 5-3 Presidents leading. Ground ball pulled foul toward Jeff Hetzer, a little ole out of the third base coaching box.
He thought about it for a second, get behind that ball, and then a little too hot to handle, just kind of swiped it as it went by, down in that left field corner. Even up the count, 1-1. RBI opportunity here for the Saints with the runner on second.
1-2 the count. Pitch to Graber, and a soft liner speared by Schultz. He'll throw to second. Double play off the bag was Connor. So a pickoff, a double, and an inning-ending line-out double play that goes 3-6. And the score after 5.5, it's W&J 5, Thomas More 3. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden...
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
Don't wait. Call 911 immediately.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way.
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
W&J with some defense in the top of the 6th, and now back at the dish in the bottom half as Derek McIlvain leads off. He's 0 for 2, faces David Etchide, who brings a pitch low and in toward the feet for ball 1. Etchide out of Union, Kentucky, and as we talked about, he was the starting pitcher in game 1 of the afternoon against St. Vincent in the second elimination game of the tournament. Brings a strike to McIlvain, and Etchide, while he started, he did pitch only 3 innings, so still available here in this all-important championship round. 5-3 the score in favor of the Presidents. Next offering low and in toward, again, the knees this time of McIlvain. McIlvain, the product out of Chartiers Houston High School in Washington County. On the 2-1 pitch, breaking ball is low, 3-1. Now, Etchide, in his earlier start today, went 3 innings, gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts to St. Vincent. 3-1, McIlvain watches a strike on the inside edge. Left-handed hitter for W&J. (3-2) roller, foul first base side.
A lot of that in this game. Hitters staying alive with 2 strikes. Agonizing for the pitchers, looking for a punch out and have to throw another pitch.
And this one outside. Full count offering, bends around the outside edge. McIlvain with a leadoff walk.
W&J no runs since the second inning. All 5 of their runs coming in the first 2 frames. 3 in the first, 2 in the second. They've been nursing this 5-3 lead for a couple of innings now. And they may start this runner, get him in motion, or try and advance him to second base here. Look for another scoring opportunity and extend this lead, especially with the bats that Thomas More has. 2-run leads, practically nothing.
Showing bunt, pulling back. Brady, snap throw to first, but back is McIlvain standing. And the Presidents have far from pounded the baseball in this game against Thomas More. They scored 3 runs in the first with only 1 ball getting through the infield, and that was on a hard grounder over the second base bag by Tyler Schultz for an RBI single. In the second inning, first 2 batters went quietly, and then Liller with a double and Josh Stanish with a 2-run triple that plated a couple of runs. So all that action coming with 2 outs. So it's been a relatively quiet day, even though there's 5 runs on the board. A relatively quiet 5 runs in a sense for the Presidents, but right now it's enough for a 5-3 lead over Thomas More.
Show you the difference, I guess, or the quirks that baseball brings. W&J scores 3 runs with basically 1 ball going through the infield. Thomas More laced 3 balls last half inning, came up with nothing due to some bad base running and unfortunate placement of the baseball.
Pitch was up and in, bunt put down, throw to second is just in time. Etchide played it and fired on to Kennett, who takes a hard slide from Derek McIlvain. He's ruled out at second base. Fielder's choice has Brady on at first. Out goes 1-6. And again, Kennett limping that off is McIlvain trying to beat that one out. He wanted the safe call, but second base ump Chris Stump says, you're out. 1 away in the 6th.
Bang play at second. Etchide fielding that ball. You know, someone has to be yelling second, because he has his back to the bases when he fields that bunt. So just turned and threw a strike to second base for that first out. So no sacrifice, fielder's choice for Brady.
Michael Ruffing takes inside, ball 1. Ruffing 0 for 1, laid down a sacrifice bunt in the 4th. And Brady's bunt attempt, the pitch from Etchide came right up and into him. And Brady was, he was able to get the bunt down, but obviously too close to Etchide, and he climbed off the hill, played it, and cuts down the lead runner. Oh, there's a pickoff move to first, and diving back in safely, a false move towards second, but Scott Brady reacted quick enough to dive in.
And definitely leaning that time. I thought they had a shot at him.
Certainly so.
Quick tag by Heisen, too. That was good all around from the Saints, but Brady able to slip back in.
Another pickoff throw, this time not as close. Presidents leading 5-3, trying to add on to their lead in the bottom of the 6th. Presidents led 5-0 after 2. Thomas More with 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th. From the stretch, Etchad with the 1-0, runner going. Ground ball foul, first base side.
W&J looking to run after that sacrifice did not work. No out sacrifice, ended up getting an out, racing the runner from first. Brady replacing at first base, so trying to get him in motion to kind of make up for that missed sacrifice. With that runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs. And the way to do that right now is to steal a base.
Roughing the freshman on the 1-1 pitch. Yanks this one hard and foul into the right field foul corner. Runs the count to 1-2. Some new baseballs will be sent out to home plate umpire Jeremy Stangelo. David Etchad with a second appearance of the day. Taking one out of the page of Gary Gerhardt's book, perhaps, for St. Vincent. Runner goes again on the 1-2 roller through the right side of the infield base hit. Now Brady going to head toward third. Throw into third base will bounce in on a couple of hops and in time to get him. From right field to Ryan Darner. Thrown out at third. 2 outs to the inning. Roughing at first with the single.
Presidents have had a couple of base runners thrown out in this game. That one a strike from Darner. A couple hops in, but Miller, good job of fielding it, getting that tag down. Also saw Josh Stannis trying to stretch a triple into a inside the park homer earlier in this game, and he was thrown out 8-6-2 at the plate.
Now Brady hesitated a bit coming around the second base bag as he was actually going to pull up and then decided to turn on the burners, and I wasn't quite sure, was looking more so at Brady rather than Coach Jeff Mountain as to whatever signal he was giving. But in looking at Brady, he was going to pull up, then took off, and as it turns out, even with the throw from Darner bouncing in on a couple of hops, Miller gets the tag down. 2 outs in the inning. Throw over to first on the pickoff move to check roughing.
Yeah, on a hit and run like that, you need to pick up the baseball, and if it's behind you, you need to pick up the coach. Brady doesn't know where the ball is. It could be in the air for all he knows. He might have to scamper back to first.
Pitch to the plate, a strike to Scott Liller. He's reached 3 times today. Singled and scored in the first, doubled and scored in the second, walked in the 4th. Presidents have done well with 2 outs in this game. They have 2 outs here. 0-1 outside. Two-out RBI single in the first inning by Tyler Schultz. The Presidents getting a 2-run, 2-out triple from Josh Stanish in the second. And there's a pickoff throw that gets by Craig Heisen and into foul territory. Roughing will try to go from first to third. Throw from Darner, not in time this time around, as Roughing on the air, now at third base.
Similar to the Heisen pickoff in the top of the 6th inning. A base running mistake by the Presidents. Cost themselves a run here in the bottom half of the inning.
So Roughing now at third, 90 feet away. E1 puts him there is Scott Liller with a 1-1 count. Etchide on the hill, 1-1 pitch is up high, 2 balls and a strike. Presidents 5 runs on 7 hits, no errors. Thomas More 3 runs on 8 hits, and their first error coming moments ago. 2-1 pitch from Etchide. Fastball drops low.
Looks like McLean warming up in the bullpen for W&J.
And Kyle McLean, we talked about his strength of an arm, strong arm at third base, 3-1. Outside ball 4. Runners at the quarters now. Liller on at first. Roughing already on at third. DJ Mahalski due up next, and Popham comes out to talk with Etchide. Etchide entered today's play as the conference leader in ERA. Also the conference leader in saves with 6. Got the final out in the bottom of the 5th inning, and working to the Presidents here in the 6th. Has walked 2 batters, giving up 1 hit to roughing. Look at what W&J has done in this 6th inning. All 4 batters so far have reached base, yet they have runners at the corners and 2 outs and no runs that have crossed. 1 runner thrown out at 3rd, and 1 erased on a fielder's choice. Mahalski takes a strike. Have a new right-hander loosening for the Presidents out in the bullpen.
That's Randall Rich down there.
5-3 W&J in the 6th. Mahalski takes a strike, now behind 0-2. But Mahalski goes back to his ritual. Reaches down for some dirt in the batter's box, grinds it in his hands, and checks signs with Jeff Mountain. Mahalski, a very good 2-strike batter. So put 1 in play and find an open spot. 5-3 W&J in front. With 2 outs, here comes the 0-2 pitch with 2 on. Gets a piece of this one, and a foul ball played by Popham on 1 big hop, and an emphatic call by Jeremy Stangelo.
It's close to being right on top of home plate. Home base, of course, is in fair territory. But that one ruled just foul. More or less popped straight up and down.
Oh, 2 pitch again. Mahalski leaned into that one. He reached out with the left elbow, was hit by the pitch, and that one noted quite visibly there by just about everybody in the ballpark, including home plate umpire Jeremy Stangelo. Said it wasn't close, said Jeremy Stangelo.
And Thomas Moore asking if he leaned into the strike zone. Just goes up as a ball on the scoreboard.
Etchide on the pitch. Mahalski drives it into left field. Base hit. Roughing scores at 6-3 Presidents. Runners at 1st and 2nd. RBI single by Mahalski. Well, why settle for the hit by pitch? Use the bat. Mahalski, the RBI single.
Get yourself an RBI in the process.
Moves Lillard to 2nd. President's lead expands to 3.
In spite of the mistakes in the early part of the inning, Presidents do play to run with 2 outs, extending that lead. Both teams 8 hits apiece now.
Josh Stanish, slow roller right side of the infield. Stanish with speed, and Heisen gets to that ball, and well, he had that one handcuff him for a moment, but throws on to Etchide covering the bag, who beats out Stanish there, and that ends the inning. Final out, going 3-1. 1 run on 2 hits, a couple of walks, and 2 left stranded. After 6 innings, it's W&J 6, Thomas More 3. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help. Call us at 1-877-889-0965. That number, 877-889-0965. Or visit us online at triple.com and on Facebook.
New pitcher for the Presidents for the top of the 7th inning is Mike Vizzini, right-hander, will enter. Tyler Dean, 6 innings of work today. Allows 8 hits, 3 runs, all earned. And he leaves with a 6-3 lead. W&J will turn to Mike Vizzini, the right-hander, and his numbers this year in 10 appearances and 6 starts. He's 4-4 with a 5.12 ERA, has 2 saves, 38 2/3 innings, has allowed 37 hits, 26 runs, 22 earned with 11 walks and 24 strikeouts.
You can also add 3 walks and 3 strikeouts to Tyler Dean's line. In line for the win right now. W&J up 3 on Thomas Moore's. Head into the 7th inning. It'll be Vizzini's job to hold that lead. Gets the 9-1 and 2 hitters due up here for the Saints.
So with Vizzini in, Brad Popham will be the first batter he faces. Popham 1 for 2 with a single in the 4th inning. W&J scored 3 runs in the first, 2 in the second for a 5-0 lead. Thomas Moore would creep back with 2 in the 3rd and 1 in the 4th to make it a 5-3 game. Presidents tacking on a run a half inning ago in the bottom of the 6th to make it 6-3 Presidents. Vizzini with the kick and the fastball outside, ball 1. Vizzini out of Gateway High School in Monroeville, PA. On the 1-0, gets a high fly ball, deep right center, long run for Brady. Ranges back and makes a fine running catch as he bumps into the fence. It's out number 1.
Good thing he didn't knock that fence over when he ran out there. We'd have had to stop play and pick it up again. But it's a solidly built fence. But Brady playing Popham a little bit shallow, had a long way to run on a straight run. Dead, maybe a little right of dead center field, but hauled it in on the run. Pulled up just as he reached the fence. So, emphatic first out.
David Kennett takes in the dirt on the breaking ball from Vizzini. Kennett 1 for 2, a single, a walk, and a run scored. 1 out in the top of the 7th, 6-3 W&J, 1-0. Fastball inside, 2-0. Yeah, that right field fence, right center field fence, in between games yesterday because of a rainstorm and heavy winds. Actually was knocked down, but reconstructed, that portable fence. Great job by everyone here. The Presidents baseball team, part of that rebuild. 2-1 inside. 3 balls and a strike to Kennett. And the 3-1 ground ball left side in the hole, knocked down by Ruffing. And that's all he can do. Would not have had a play at first, even if he plays that one cleanly into his glove. Infield single for Kennett.
Yeah, that had base hit all the way. As soon as it gets past McLean at third base, regardless of if Ruffing can field that in the hole or if it trickles out to McIlvain in left field, that's hit all the way once it's past a third baseman. No one's going to catch a speedy Kennett. He's aboard, 1 away.
Now it's Handley who's 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. Takes inside for a ball.
He's looking to lean into that curveball as well. We saw Mahalski do that, and he was not able to reach. He had to hit his way on. Handley doing similar, kind of stuck out his shoulder and elbow area.
1-0. Fastball for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. And the top of the 7th inning. 6-3 W&J. Holding the lead. They've been leading ever since the first. 1-1. Jams the batter. And this one fought off into shallow left center field. Bloop single. Runners at first and second. Handley had enough strength to fight off that inside pitch for a base knock.
Yeah, right in that triangle in left center field. Deep enough so that Ruffing couldn't run under it. Shallow enough where the left and center fielders, McIlvain and Brady, couldn't get it either.
Ryan Darner, a couple of doubles, an RBI and a run scored today in this game. Takes a fastball from Vizzini for strike 1 on the inside part of the play.
A dangerous situation looming here for the Presidents. The meat of the order now, Darner and Macon on deck. A couple of runners on, 1 big swing could tie the game, and either of them certainly capable.
0-1, breaking ball, ground ball in the hole, backhanded by Roughing, throw to second, out there onto first, not in time. Dorner beats it out there. Fielder's choice keeps the inning going. Hanley erased off the bases. 6-4 goes the out. Kennett moves to third. Nice play by Roughing, though, to even get one out. He had to go far to his right to play that. Backhanded it quickly with the turn and throw.
Well, not quite out of the woods yet if you're the Presidents. Still have to deal with Cody Macon, cleanup hitter.
Macon, RBI single in the third. He's 1 for 3. Still with 2 aboard. Oh, foul ball. Nearly clipped Travis Miller in the on-deck circle. He was able to corkscrew and spin out of the way. So with the foul ball, it's strike one. But talking, as you were speaking about Darner, point still valid here for Macon with 2 runners on. Represents the game-tying run at the plate in this top of the 7th inning.
We saw him drive one back to the wall earlier where it didn't really look like he got a full swing on it. Kind of was out in front of it, but he has had that much power. Didn't even square it up and still almost took it out of here.
6-3 W&J leading in the 7th. Vizzini from the stretch peeks over his left shoulder, brings the pitch, a 2-hopper to second. Liller gobbles it up, throws the first, inning over. 7th inning stretch time at Ross Memorial Park. The score, W&J 6, Thomas More 3. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
The Washington Wild Things open a brand new season of Frontier League Baseball on May 17th and play their home opener on Friday, May 24th, when the Wild Things welcome the Southern Illinois Miners to Consol Energy Park. The 2013 season boasts plenty of fun for the family, including Thirsty Thursdays, fireworks on Fridays, and special giveaways throughout the summer. Not to mention the Frontier League All-Star Game on July 17th. For tickets, call 866-456-WILD. That's 866-456-WILD.
Ronnie Parrish starts the bottom of the 7th with W&J leading 6-3 over the Thomas More Saints. PAC Championships, it's the championship round. W&J, 1 win, and they're the champions. Thomas More, they're hoping to force a deciding game tomorrow afternoon at noon. Those are your scenarios as we work into the 7th. 1-0 swing and a miss by Parrish for strike one. Parrish is 1 for 3 with a single. David Etchide with the 1-1. Fly ball by Parrish. Hit well and deep to left center field. Long run for Handley. Cannot make a basket catch, and it bumps up against the fence. Parrish with a lead-off double.
Well, that ball was roped. One of the deepest parts of the ballpark. Out past that 365 sign. More towards center field. Handley trying to track that down. One of the things you don't have here at Ross Memorial Park is a warning track out there. I don't know if he knew quite where that fence was. If he pulled up and wasn't sure if he was going to crash into it or not. That ball landed more or less right next to the fence. Parrish pulls in the second. Leadoff double for W&J, looking to extend this lead.
So second hit of the game now for Parrish. Earlier on a fly out in the 3rd inning, almost poked one out of the park on a ball that kept carrying to right, but did stay in the yard for a fly out. Here McLean fouls one to the screen, strike one. McLean, fielder's choice RBI, and a run scored in the 1st inning. He's 0 for 3. Parrish works on his lead from second. Etchide delivers 0-1. Fouled back once again by McLean. He's behind 0-2. Presidents hoping to become PAC champions for the first time since 2009, 0-2 outside. The Saints win the tournament. Would be the 3rd time in the last 4 years for them. The Saints got to win this one first before they can get to tomorrow. 1-2 fly ball by McLean, hit deep to right center field, and this one is over the head of Ryan Darner for a book rule double as it bounces over the fence. And in to score is Ronnie Parrish on that book rule double. It's 7-3 Presidents.
Back-to-back doubles by the red and black. That one to right center field. Immediately we're going to have a meeting at the mound from Thomas More. W&J being able to expand that lead now to 4 runs. It's starting to have a stranglehold on this game. It's kind of how they did it in the first matchup between these two teams.
Yeah, it was a tight game throughout much of that one, and then a big inning late by the Presidents. Blew it open to what was a 10-1 final, but that final score was not indicative of how close the game was throughout much of the contest. It was a 5-run 8th inning and a 2-run 9th that opened that one up. Otherwise, it was a 2-1 lead for W&J until the 5-run 8th. Excuse me, it was a 3-1 lead for W&J until that 5-run 8th. And now already, with 1 run in the bottom of the 7th, McLean at second, and Schultz bunts one to the screen. Foul ball, strike 1.
Schultz was going to bunt that pitch, decided to pull back, and then decided to bunt it at the last moment. He offered that pitch twice, ended up fouling it back.
Both teams with 10 hits, but the Presidents with 7 runs to Thomas Moore's 3. Schultz tripled in the 3rd, singled in a run back in the 1st. He's 2 for 3. On the 0-1, this one up over his head as he ducks underneath it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Curveball got away from Etchide.
One from Etchide. Fouled away once more by Schultz. Etchide checking signs with his catcher, Brad Popham. Now comes set, eyes McLean at second base, brings the 1-2 pitch, curveball, hit to left center. Center fielder Macon will slide to the left center field gap to make the catch. 1 out in this bottom of the 7th inning. Derek McIlvain 0 for 2 plus a walk. Presidents entering this PAC tournament as the hottest team. Won 8 straight to end the regular season. They won the first 2 games of the tournament that they were placed in. One more win would give not only the Presidents the championship, but the 300th career victory for Coach Jeff Mountain.
Hey, you lined that up perfectly.
1-0. Curveball strike on the outside corner.
Potential for a double celebration.
Certainly the Presidents hoping for that.
Lost just the right number of games this year so that he could have the 300th windfall on a potential championship.
1-1 roller through the left side. McLean will stop at third. Runners at the corners with 1 out. It's a single for McIlvain. Scott Brady, 0 for 2, hit by a pitch in the 4th, reached on a fielder's choice in the 6th.
W&J, if they don't have a stranglehold in this game right now, it's 7-3. On the verge, 1 out. Another run sitting there to be plated at third base. Thomas More trying to avoid the big inning here from the Presidents and stay within striking distance with 2 more at-bats still to go in this game.
Etchide deals. Brady, bunt up the first base line. The squeeze is successful as in to score from third is McLean. Ball scooped up by Etchide, flips to Heisen. 1-3 goes the out. Also moving to second is McLean. It's now an 8-3 W&J lead in the bottom of the 7th.
And that's how you make sure you get that run in from third. W&J just wanting another run. 1 out, runner on third base. Very good bunter with Brady up there. Good wheels on third base from McLean. Everything works, and W&J increases their lead to 5.
So squeeze bunt. And the RBI for Brady. 5-run lead for the Presidents. Michael Ruffing takes a strike. So Parrish and McLean have scored runs this frame. For the 8 runs scored by W&J today have come after 2 outs. So here's a 2-out at-bat for Ruffing. Takes inside. Good bender, but narrowly misses. 1-1.
Not sure that there's a whole lot of room to miss on the inside. Ruffing's picking up most of that inside part of the plate. Or inside part of the batter's box. He's not hanging out much over the plate.
This time catches the outside edge, does Etchad. 1-2. This is, won't give me the inside, will you? I'll take the outside then. Now in front, 1-2. 2 outs, runner at second. 8-3 W&J in the 7th. Etchad deals. Chopper foul, first base side. These teams going head-to-head in the regular season, with Thomas More taking 2 of 3. Their 2 wins coming at home for Thomas More, at Thomas More's facility. Wins of 12-2. Wins of 7-6 and 5-0 rather. The 12-2 final was for W&J here at Ross Memorial. And a roller right side of the infield, handled by second baseman Graber. He'll toss to Heisen for the inning's final out, but the Presidents add on 2 runs on 3 hits. Couple of doubles and 1 left stranded. After 7 innings, it's W&J 8, Thomas More 3. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Visagroup, a multifaceted graphic designs company that has been producing great designs since 1999, offering creative services like branding, new media, illustration, exhibitions, advertising, direct mail, and annual reports. Everything Visagroup does is focused on producing outstanding design and service. For a design consultation, email Visagroup at info@visagroup.net. Good things come in small packages, and we do big things.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden...
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
Don't wait. Call 911 immediately.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
At Ross Memorial Park, it's 8-3 W&J over the Thomas More Saints. Saints down to their final 6 outs. Travis Miller, Craig Heisen, and Nick Connor due up. Oh, we talked about this early. Still plenty of firepower for Thomas More. But that 7th inning, big in 2 senses, the top half and the bottom half for W&J, as Vizzini gets a foul ball down the right field line from Travis Miller. Strike 1. At the top half, the Saints had 2 runners on, and 2 of their big batters up, Ryan Darner and Cody Macon, with 1 out and then with 2 outs in the inning, but W&J able to squeak through that without allowing any runs. Foul ball to the screen right in front of us. Strike 2 to Travis Miller. And then the Presidents score 2 runs in the bottom half, so it goes from what could have been a closer game or even a tie game with 1 swing to now a 5-run lead for W&J. 0-2 pitch. Another foul ball down the right field side.
Starting to cool off again out there. Wind starting to pick up. A little bit chilly.
Glad you're sitting next to the heater, are you?
Got the heater on.
The heat is on here in the press box at Ross Memorial Park. Wonderful facility in Washington, PA. 0-2, swing and a miss, and a pitch in the dirt. Is going down to one knee was Miller after that swing, and Parrish able to dig that ball out, avoiding Miller at the same time. Fires on to first to complete the strikeout, going 2-3.
Anytime you can describe the weather as chilly and I can be sitting next to a heater, that's a win.
That's a plus. Craig Heisen Couple of walks and a single.
Doesn't matter what time of the year it is. If it's chilly outside, there's a heater on, I can be sitting next to it, I'm happy.
I agree with you. Hyson, chopper first base side. That's a fair ball. It skips off the body of Tyler Schultz and into foul ground. Stanish will play it in foul territory. Base runner is on. Hyson and the Saints. One out single is.
It may have actually literally been a base hit. Looked like it kicked maybe off of first base before it got to Schultz, or maybe glanced off the top of the base, then glanced off his body. But either way, rolled a hit. I think I agree with that. Looked like it hit something down there, first base, to skip away from the first baseman.
Pitch is a strike to Nick Connor. So off the bag. And certainly caromed off of something, whether it was either just the bag or off the bag and Schultz. So, as you said, literally a base hit for Hyson. Foul ball on the 0-1 pitch by Connor. Out of play now 0-2. Connor 2 for 3 with a single and a double. (8-3) W&J. 1 out, 1 on for Thomas More in the top of the 8th. Vizzini from the stretch. Fastball well outside, 1-2.
Kind of fell off the mound on that one. Maybe overthrew it as well. It left his hand well outside to the left-handed hitter.
1-2. Breaking ball. Golfed foul around home plate. Connor, the designated hitter in back-to-back games for the Saints. Etchide pitching in both games here today. Started game 1 against St. Vincent. Entering in relief in game 2. 1-2 fastball. Well outside. Up high as well. Nowhere near being tempted was Connor on that pitch. Mazzini peeks over at Hyson at first base. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball outside. Trying to get that outside edge, but none of those pitches have been near the zone. So he does here on a 3-2. A payoff pitch, fastball, gets him to pop it up. Into shallow left, and 3 fielders converge. Eventually, it's Michael Ruffing who makes the catch. Third baseman McLean bailed out. Ruffing scoots over from his spot, and 2 away in the inning.
All 3 had a ways to go, too, even though Vizzini was thrown outside to the left-hand hitting Connor. Third baseman McLean was actually towards shortstop, and then Ruffing more or less playing on top of second base. So both of them had a ways to go, as did McIlvain in left field, that ball being so shallow.
Swing and a miss by Tyler Graber for a strike. Number 8 hitter in the order. This is his second at bat. 0 for 1 with a line-out double play in the 6th. As Hyson at first, 2 outs, 8-3 Presidents in the 8th. 0-1, well outside for a ball. This time a right-handed hitter at the plate. But when Vizzini has tried outside, regardless of what side the hitter is, it's been well off the plate. But he's been getting outs, though. 1-1. Good curveball that time for a strike.
Yeah, they found it with the curveball there. Breaking ball. It froze up Graber a little bit.
Presidents opened up a 5-0 lead to start. They have been in front. 5-run advantage right now, 8-3. Ball popped out of play. Thomas More cut it to 5-3 after 4 innings. But W&J adding on 1 in the 6th and 2 in the 7th. Vizzini nods and comes set. From the stretch, the breaking ball, soft bloop shot over Schultz and into shallow right field. And there's another no man's land type of base hit. Just bloops in over Schultz to the left of Scott Liller and underneath Josh Stanish. Runners at first and second.
Always about how hard you hit it, but where you hit it. Direction, location perfect there for a 2-out bloop single. Extend the inning. Brad Popham will get his chance here in the 8th.
He's 1 for 3 in this game with a single in the 4th. Now Thomas More with a 5-run deficit. You'd like to pick up something here.
Popham's done a great job behind the plate all tournament. I'm sure he'd like to pick up his teammates with an RBI here.
And this a fly ball to center. In comes Brady, makes the catch to end the inning. A couple of hits, 2 left stranded after 7.5. It's W&J 8, Thomas More 3. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way.
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
Welcome back to Ross Memorial Park. W&J in front 8-3 over the Thomas More Saints. And it's been a fun tournament so far. First 3 games, blowouts, essentially. Although the third game between Thomas More and W&J, as we talked about, it was 3-1 going into the late innings. Then W&J putting up a 5 spot in the 8th to blow that one open. But after that, tight contest down to the wire, both involving St. Vincent. The Bearcats holding off Teal 5-4 in an exciting finish in the 9th inning last night. And then earlier today, Thomas More outlasting St. Vincent for another victory as they earned the right to face W&J in this championship round. Thomas More 8-5 winners over St. Vincent. So it comes down to this. In the championship round, the Presidents in the double elimination tournament without a loss. They win this one. They are the champions.
Looking for some insurance in the bottom of the 8th inning before they go back out on defense with the gloves and try and take care of business in the top of the 9th. They'll look to extend this lead, this 5-run lead right now. At the top of the order to do it.
Scott Liller, first pitch swinging, pops it up off the offering from Etchide. Etchide calls for it, makes the grab, and foul ground. 1 away.
Well, that was very similar to a pop-up hit by Thomas More in the game earlier today that Gary Gerhardt fielded midway between third and home. This also in foul territory. You normally don't see the pitcher take charge like that. That's usually a third baseman that runs in, but Etchide, similar to Gerhardt, quick off the mound, made it clear it was his and grabbed it.
Yeah, we've seen it twice now.
That was eerily similar, almost a carbon copy.
Yeah, it really was exactly the same as Mahalski takes ball 1. .1-0 from Etchine. Mahalski, ground ball to the shortstop, Kennett. He bobbles initially, throw to first, not in time. E6 puts Mahalski on.
One hopper came up with it clean. It looked like just had a little issue with the transfer. Kind of hopped out of his glove as he went to take that ball out of his hand or out of his glove with his bare hand. Mahalski aboard.
So second error of the game, charged to the Thomas More Saints, and a throwing error by Etchide in the 6th inning, and this time a fielding error on Kennett. Josh Stanish tripled in a pair of runs in the 2nd inning. Tried for the inside the park home run, but was denied. As Mahalski with a, I believe, a delayed steal there, was that not? Pitch was downstairs, but Mahalski taking off.
I don't know that he was going on the pitch.
That pitch was in the dirt. We'll go with wild pitch there. Wasn't sure if Mahalski kind of broke right after the pitch was thrown, but nonetheless, he's at second base. 8-3, W&J with the 5-run lead. Insurance here would put the Presidents in a good way. Stanish with a roller through the right side, trickles off the diving glove of Graber and into right. Throw home is offline. Mahalski scores. 9-3 W&J. RBI single for Stanish.
Another insurance run. W&J further extending their league. And wow, this game's so much similar to the other one that they played against Thomas More earlier in the tournament, where they just they had a lead and then really pushed and extended that lead in the later innings, getting a 1 run here, 2 runs here. No real big clouts from them. Nothing, no 3-run home runs or anything, but just a base hit here and a move up on a wild pitch or a stolen base, a sacrifice bunt, another hit, and really doing a good job of manufacturing runs.
So the error comes back to bite the Thomas More Saints. As Stanish comes through with the RBI single, just trickled off the glove of Graber, and Ronnie Parrish takes a strike. 9-3 W&J now in the bottom of the 8th. Etchide takes a look over at first, make sure his first baseman Heisen is ready, and he is. Pickoff throw in that direction to check Stanish. Wind kicking up a bit here. As the 0-1, Stanish running. Pitches outside for a ball, throw into second base, and perfect throw from Popham. Tag put down by Graber. 2 outs, bases cleared in the 8th.
Ooh, showing off the gun from behind the dish. On the money. It had to be on the money to get the speedy Stanish. He slid right into that throw, more or less. Didn't even have to move the glove down by second base. Tag applied, Stanish erased.
Hard to get a much better throw than that.
No, I don't think you could place it at second base any better if you just went out and put the ball down on the ground somewhere.
1-1 wave and a miss by Parrish for strike 2.
That was an impressive throw.
1-2, lay shot, fair up the left field line. That'll roll into the corner. Parrish headed for second, and he'll stop there with his second double of the game. He's 3 for 5 in this one. 2-out double for Ronnie Parrish. Kyle McLean doubled in a run in the 7th, scored as well in that frame. 2 runs and 2 RBIs for the contest for Kyle McLean. (9-3) W&J, 2 outs in this bottom of the 8th inning. Etchide brings a good curveball on the inside corner for a strike. 2 teams with realistic hopes of making the NCAA tournament. Obviously, the winner gets the automatic bid out of this conference championship. But the loser could still reach as well. 0-1 in the dirt. Stopped by Popham, staying at second is Parrish. David Etchide with the 1-1. Ground ball into the hole, played by Kennett at short. Throw to first. Strong throw, retires Kyle McLean. 6-3 ends the inning. Presidents tack on 1 more. 1 run on 2 hits in air and 1 left stranded. We head to the 9th. The score, W&J 9, Thomas More 3. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help. Call us at 1-877-889-0965. That number, 877-889-0965. Or visit us online at triple.com and on Facebook.
W&J with a 9-3 lead over the Thomas More Saints. As we move to the top of the 9th inning, 1-2-3 due up for the Saints. Kennett, Handley, and Darner. As Vizini continues in relief, this will be his 3rd inning of relief. Wants to try and collect the save and save a championship.
Yeah, 1-2-3 due up for the Saints, but we'll have to have 7, 8, 9 hit at least for this to continue, this ball game to continue past this ninth inning.
Here is Kennett. 2 hits, a walk, 2 for 3 day. Takes strike 1 from Vizzini. As you said a half inning ago, this game's similar to the first meeting in a sense where W&J had a 2-run lead and then just continued with some late inning work, added on, and now that lead is 6 here by the ninth. Earlier contest in this tournament was won by W&J 10-1. Right now it's 9-3 as the 0-1 fouled off by Kennett. Vizzini in command here on the leadoff man for the Saints. Next pitch on the kick and delivery. Breaking ball in the dirt, stopped by Parrish.
And the President's so strong at scoring in the late innings, taking advantage of opportunities and not letting their opponents hang around too much. This game was 5-2 after the third inning. Thomas More with a run in the top of the fourth to make it 5-3. But the bottom of the sixth, 1 run for W&J. Bottom of the seventh, 2 runs. Bottom of the eighth, another run to push this lead out to 6.
1-2 hard roller through the right side, base hit, leadoff single for Kennedy. He's 3 for 4.
You touched on it, I think, an inning or two ago. So many of their runs today coming with 2 outs too, W&J, and making it difficult to being retired. And that third out coming after they're scoring some of their runs. You said what, at least 4 of their runs today, or with 2 outs?
4 of the 9 with 2 outs. Jason Hanley takes a fastball on the outside edge. Right-handed hitting left fielder for the Saints.
Sign of a good team. Real tough to shut down when their back's against the wall with 2 outs.
Vizzini from the stretch with the 0-1. Up and in at the letters.
And Thomas More here, you need to string some hits together. Kennett gave him a little bit of life with that single to right field. Hanley looking to do the same thing.
1-1 pitch. Bender is low.
I don't think there's anybody in the President's dugout. They're all up on the railing right there.
They are ready to rush the field if they can get the 3 outs necessary. 2-1. Fouled away by Handley. And the Presidents in anticipation. The Thomas More dugout, they have the rally caps on. Hats turned inside out. 2-2 pitch. Fly ball to center. In a few steps comes Brady to make the grab. 1 out. Kennett with the leadoff single. He retreats back to first on the fly out by Handley. Brings up Ryan Darner. Darner, a pair of doubles in this contest with an RBI and runs scored. W&J started out this game with a 5-run lead, 5-0 after 2 innings. Saints chipped it to 5-3 with 2 runs in the third and 1 in the fourth. Strike delivered to Ryan Darner. And that's when the Presidents began to open things up. 1 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. It's 9-3 W&J right now. Vizzini with the 0-1. Wave and a miss from Darner. Strike 2. Vizzini, another junior for these W&J Presidents. 0-2 pitch. Curveball in the dirt.
Well outside. Darner holds his swing. Look for something better he can put a bat on.
If Vizzini is able to get the next 2 batters, or the next 2 outs anyway, holding on to this lead, surely a moment that he'll always remember, being on the mound when the final out was recorded. Here is a soft fly ball to shallow left, but ranging back is shortstop Michael Ruffing. 2 away now in the 9th.
That ball up in the air just long enough for Ruffing to run under it. Thomas More now down to their final out.
It's the cleanup man, Cody Macon. 1 on, 2 away. Kennett at first. Saints need base runners, and plenty of them.
People in the stands are now standing along with the Presidents in their dugout, in the bleachers atop the dugout.
Vizzini fires in strike 1.
You get to hear him a little bit, very vocal. Both groups are vocal, in the dugout and on top of the dugout.
Presidents on their home field at Ross Memorial Park. 0-1 in the dirt from Vizzini. Kicks away from Parrish. Moving to second is Kennett. And playing here at home obviously allows them the opportunity to play in front of a good group of their friends and family. Thomas More trying to do some work here. With a 1-1 count. Cody Macon awaits the pitch from Vizzini with Kennett now at second base. 9-3 W&J. The offering. Slow roller. Play by Vizzini off the mound. Throw to first. And the W&J Presidents, the 2013 PAC champions, as they mob Vizzini and pile on. The Presidents in celebration mode. Don't crush that pitcher. You may need him in the NCAA tournament because that's where the Presidents are headed next. They have won it 9-3 the final. The final out by Cody Macon going 1-3. So Vizzini not only gets the out, but personally retires Macon as he fielded that ground ball, tossed it on to first baseman Schultz. And with the out corralled, the pile-up began.
Yeah, it's going to take a while to unpile that dog pile. I think Vizzini, Ronnie Parrish are down there, Tyler Schultz at the bottom of that pile. That's right, pick yourselves up because there's more baseball to be played. W&J, winners of the President's Athletic Conference and the conference's automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. So they're in the field for sure. Thomas More will have to wait to see what their fate is. W&J will have to wait to see where and who they play.
Yeah, Thomas More still with NCAA tournament hopes, and they are hopeful that the way the brackets break down, they will include them. W&J, they are in. Automatic bid. They're the PAC champions, winners 9-3 over the Thomas More Saints. When we come back, we'll wrap this one up. Again, the final 9-3 Presidents over Thomas More. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help. Call us at 1-877-889-0965. That number, 877-889-0965. Or visit us online at triple.com and on Facebook.
Welcome back to Ross Memorial Park. The W&J Presidents 9-3 winners over the Thomas More Saints. The Presidents, the PAC champions, they improved to 30-11 overall. Thomas More falls to 29-14 overall. And again, the Saints still with NCAA hopes is they'll wait to see how the brackets play out. The head coaches and assistant coaches for both teams chatting right now at home plate after both teams shaking hands and congratulatory fashion for W&J as the Presidents await to be handed over the PAC trophy from Commissioner Joe Onderco as he has that trophy in hand. And the home plate area, the Presidents have reached the mountaintop of the President's Athletic Conference, and their head coach, Jeff Mountain, reaches win number 300. We talked about Mike Vizzini, a moment he'll always remember as he gets the final out. For Jeff Mountain, it's one where you'll always remember number 300.
Yeah, absolutely, and doing it in memorable fashion, too. Congratulations to him and a group of baseball players here at Washington Jefferson College. Well-deserved PAC championship. They're just receiving the trophy from Commissioner Joe Onderco right now and really enjoying that. After missing out last year on the PAC championship, they received an at-large bid, but this year they get the automatic bid. They know they're safe. They're in the tournament field as far as the NCAAs go.
And the Presidents watching Westminster celebrate on their home field last year. Different scenario this time around. The Presidents rolling through their first 2 games and winning convincingly as well against Thomas More, 9-3 here in the championship round. So there'll be no tomorrow, no if necessary game for Thomas More as the Presidents get the win 9-3 this afternoon. Let's give you a quick recap of this one. The Presidents scored 3 runs in the first, and only one ball that they hit in that inning was able to get through the infield. An infield single for Scott Lillard started things off. DJ Mahalski was hit by a pitch. A walk by Josh Stanish loaded up the bases. Then Ronnie Parrish with a line out, speared by third baseman Travis Miller. That was the first out of the inning. Kyle McLean hit into a fielder's choice ground ball. Looked as if it might be an inning-ending double play. It was a bang-bang play at first. They force out at second. Retired Stanish off the bases going 6-4, but Lillard did score from third to make it 1-0 W&J. Moments later, Mahalski scored from third on a wild pitch, and then Tyler Schultz added a 2-out RBI single that brought home Kyle McLean. And the Presidents had a 3-0 lead in the second inning. After 2 outs, bases cleared. Scott Lillard with a double, moved to third on a wild pitch. DJ Mahalski walked, and then Josh Stanish with a 2-run triple up the Presidents' advantage to 5-0. Thomas More would start the chip away in the third. A 1-out walk for David Kennett put him aboard. Then a line out to right by Jason Handley accounted for the inning's second out. Ryan Darner doubled home Kennett to cut into the Presidents' lead at 5-1. Next batter, Cody Macon with an RBI single scored Darner, and it was 5-2. Presidents leading by 3. Again, the Saints continuing to chip at that lead. A leadoff walk by Craig Heisen in the fourth. He moved to second on a wild pitch. Nick Connor singled to advance Heisen to third. Pinch hitter Donovan Pogue would ground it to a 4-6-3 double play, but Heisen scored from third on that DP. Presidents' lead was trimmed to 2 at 5-3. And then the Presidents would add on in the late innings to put this one to bed. RBI single by DJ Mahalski in the sixth inning scored Michael Ruffing from third, and the Presidents' lead expanded to 6-3, adding on 2 more in the seventh. Double by Parrish started that inning. Then an RBI double by Kyle McLean scored Parrish. As it was 7-3 Presidents, that became 8-3 on a squeeze bunt by Scott Brady later in the frame that brought home McLean from third. Then in the eighth inning, the final run of the contest was scored. DJ Mahalski reaching on a 1-out error, moved to second on a wild pitch, and scored on a Josh Stanish seeing eye single through the right side. And it was 9-3 Presidents, and that would be your final score. The pitching totals in this championship game: Tyler Jones, the starter for Thomas More. He takes the loss, falls to 1-1 on the year, 4 2/3 innings, gives up 6 hits, 5 runs all earned, 3 walks, no strikeouts. David Etchide, 3 1/3 innings of relief, allows 4 runs, 2 earned on 7 hits, 2 walks, no strikeouts. The winning pitcher for W&J is Tyler Dean. He improves to 3-2, 6 innings, gives up 8 hits, 3 runs all earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. And Mike Vizzini goes 3 innings for the save, his third of the year. Gives up 5 hits, but no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout. And Vizzini on the mound when the final out was recorded as the PAC champion Presidents celebrate the conference title.
Now, what a tournament. Great watching this baseball action out here. It looked a little dicey if we were going to get through this tournament. And about a day ago, some of that harsh weather came through here, the wind and the rain, but did a good job once that rain subsided of getting the field in playing shape. And we pushed on, pushed through it, and wrapped it up today. Great tournament. Congratulations to W&J. Congratulations to everybody that is involved with this tournament. Thomas More, Teal, St. Vincent. Saw some great baseball this week, and you got a chance to talk to each of the coaches and great individuals here in the conference. Thanks again to W&J for putting on the great tournament, for Scott and Jeff for hooking us up with different stats and finding out that NCAA records and different things among that nature. Thanks again to Joe Onderico and Kevin Fenstermacher for letting us broadcast PAC athletics. Started with basketball and extended it on to baseball, and looking forward to do it again next year.
Exactly. We're happy to be here, and happy that all the folks from, whether it be the conference or down to the staff members here at W&J, allowing us to sit here and watch some baseball and call the action and bring it to you. And we had a good time, and as you said, looking forward to doing it again next year. So the Presidents, 9-3 winners, PAC champions. That just about does it. Any other parting thoughts? That covers it, I think.
Yeah, after doing so many baseball games, it's a little bit of a little sadness just that there's no baseball again tomorrow. I really look forward to broadcasting baseball and baseball tournament. Really like the tournament setting, and now W&J gets to move on to the NCAAs, and we'll be tracking their progress then.
Yeah, check our Twitter feed at PAC Sports, and also our page where we will be archiving all of these PAC Baseball Championship broadcasts. The ones from the past 2 days have already been archived, and we'll be archiving today's action very shortly over the weekend. So for the folks who want to hear again W&J's championship victory here today, you can check that out on our archives page at pacstream.net. So thank you to all the folks from the top on down for allowing us to be here and making this possible. For my partner, Justin Pyles, I'm Randy Gore. We will talk to you again sometime soon. W&J, the PAC champions in baseball 2013, 9-3 winners over the Thomas More Saints. Again, I'm Randy Gore. We bid you a good day on the PAC Sports Network.